Dallas. Mike Holmgren's Seahawks suffer their first loss at the hands of the Packers in Green Bay. And Steve Mariucci returns to San Francisco for the first time as head coach of the Detroit Lions. It's week 5 in the NFL. The San Francisco 49ers host the Detroit Lions. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the NFL on Fox. Kenny Albert along with Brian Baldinger. Steve Mariucci spent the last 6 seasons as San Francisco 49ers head coach. He led the Niners to the playoffs 4 times, a pair of division titles. But, Brian, he returns today as the enemy.
Yeah, and I think he's done a good job of downplaying, his return here and the reunion and all that. And he should have, because it's all about the game and the players. But it's not really normal. He's out here with his wife and his family, his kids. But when Steve was here as coach of the 49ers, they led the National Football League in rushing on 2 different occasions. And when I look at this Detroit Lion team, the thing that's improving right now is the play of the offensive line. And Joe Harrington's thrown the ball too many times. They want to get back to the running game and look for this Lions team today to attack the 49ers right in the belly, right in the middle, because that's what you do to blitzing smaller teams.
Brian, on the other side, just another quiet week up at the 49ers complex?
Oh, sure. But from the outside in, I thought it was going to be complete chaos before I got here. But when I got here, it was really business as normal. This is a team that is desperate for a win. Now, there are 2 marquee guys, no secret about it. Terrell Owens and Jeff Garcia, they don't get along. It's a marriage gone bad. But these 2 players, they need each other. And I think that if they don't win today and they can't patch this up and play good football, then I think this team is going to be like what I was expecting, a team in utter chaos.
Well, both teams looking to avoid a 4th consecutive defeat. Time now for our Sprint virtual coach question. What should the 49ers do with Terrell Owens at the end of the season when he becomes a free agent? You can vote using your PCS Vision phone from Sprint, or you can log on to foxsports.com.
Steve Mariucci here in his first visit back to San Francisco. 18 straight road losses for the Detroit Lions. Bad football teams lose games on the road. As you improve, you start to end that type of a streak.
The Lions have won the toss. Owen Pochman will kick off for the 49ers. Avon Colburn, rookie out of West Virginia, takes the opening kickoff from the 1-yard line. Out across the 20. Taken down at the 21. So Joey Harrington, 2nd year out of Oregon, leads the Lions offense out onto the field. 2nd of the NFC with 6 touchdown passes, trailing only Brett Favre. Ray Brown, the former 49er, the right guard in his 18th National Football League season. Bryson and Schlesinger are the backs. Schrader and the rookie Charles Rogers, the wideouts. The tight end is Michael Ricks. Sean Bryson on first down takes it out to the 24-yard line. Gain of 3. John Engelberger made the stop for the 49ers. Ranked 3rd defensively despite their 1-3 record. Engelberger up front with the ex-Lion Kursky, 4-time Pro Bowler Young, and future superstar Andre Carter, a fast group of linebackers. Julian Peterson went to the Pro Bowl last season. Rumpf and Plummer, the corners. Parrish and Bronson are the safeties. On 2nd and 7. Harrington to the air for the first time, and it's picked off by Ahmed Plummer. On the 2nd play from scrimmage for the Lions, Plummer comes up with his 3rd interception of the season.
The Lions started that time with the old wing T. Charlie Rogers in the backfield. He shifted out of the backfield. Really shifted into a basic 3-man side. You see, here's Charlie Rogers here. He's going to come right up here in the middle. Joe Harrington was looking left the whole time. He came back. Charlie Rogers never came to the football, and Ahmed Plummer was sitting waiting on him.
7th interception thrown by Harrington. No. And Jeff Garcia's first pass is short, intended for Terrell Owens.
Well, they went right to Terrell Owens right away. And the Lions are going to put Dre Bly on him pretty much all day. It's a matchup we'll be looking for. Dre Bly, their best corner. You know, the Lions were beset by injuries at that position throughout training camp and the start of the season. He's the one guy that's been here from the beginning. And he lines up for him now on the outside.
2nd and 10 from the Lions 23. Following the early turnover up the middle, Garrison Hurst. Gain of 3, setting up 3rd down and 7. Earl Holmes brought him down. Jeff Garcia has gone to the Pro Bowl the last 3 seasons. Next touchdown pass will be his 100th as a 49er. The left tackle, Derek Deese, is back. Missed the last 3 games with an ankle injury. Hurst and Beasley the backs. Owens with Ty Streets. And the tight end is Jed Weaver. 3 wide receivers set on 2nd and 7. Garcia to Owens inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. 15-yard pass play from Garcia to Owens.
Yeah, Darrell Owens lined up in the left slot, and on 3rd down, he's always going to be the guy you're going to look for. They're going to run Dre Bly across the formation. He's got to get through all that traffic to track him. It's a great play against man-to-man coverage. You're going to run him right across 5th Avenue at the height of rush hour. He's going to get caught in the traffic, and that's what happened.
26th catch of the season for Owens, setting up 1st and goal from the Lions 5. Hurst looking to spin inside the 5. Good 2nd effort. Ross Bailey brought him down, gain of just 1. Lions ranked 28th defensively after 4 games. Robert Porcher up front with Dan Wilkinson, Sean Rogers, and James Hall. Barrett Green, the Lions' leading tackler. Dre Bly already with 3 interceptions. Hurst, the lone back. Takes the toss from Garcia, looks to cut it back inside and loses a couple of yards. Taken down back at the 7-yard line, setting up 3rd and goal.
Kenny, more than the relationship problem between Garcia and Owens, the bigger problem really is their ability in the red zone the last couple of weeks now. They're 0 for their last 5 down here. I mean, they haven't gotten any points their last 5 trips inside the 20-yard line. And believe me, points and touchdowns can cure any kind of feud running between a quarterback and a wide receiver, especially if that wide receiver is getting the ball in the end zone.
Owens split to the left, Streets to the right, Wilson in the slot. 3rd and goal from the 7. Garcia looking for Owens. He finds him in the end zone. Touchdown. And who's the first one down in the end zone to congratulate Terrell Owens? It's Jeff Garcia.
Yeah, I think that separation just ended. That might have been the first things they said to each other this week. Owens just going to take that in. Well, I tell you, when he slipped, that's what fooled Dre Bly right there.
The 46th touchdown pass from Garcia to Owens. Of the 100 Garcia has thrown as a 49er. Owen Potchman adds the extra point. An early lead for the 49ers as they take advantage of the Plummer interception. 7-0 San Francisco.
Remember how great the last day of school was? That's what getting away on a Southwest Airlines Fun Fair feels like. They're everyday low fares to your favorite vacation spots that start at just $49.
You are now free to move about the country.
Spicy garlic and lime shrimp, fire grilled chicken, and our famous tangy baby back ribs. all in one sizzling platter. Chili's Fajita Trio. Want more flavor?
Yeah.
It silenced the skeptics. It defied the laws of physics. It tested the limits of human ingenuity. What will it do next? Introducing the new LS from Lexus.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Well, Jeff Garcia chatting with Terrell Owens following the 6-yard touchdown catch set up by this interception by Ahmed Plummer. Short kickoff taken at the 8 by Coburn. Out across the 25 to the 27. 19-yard return as we check in for the first time this afternoon with James Brown.
Hey, Kenny and Brian. Brian, this is not a replay of the past few weeks. Look at Dante Hall. Barry Sanders-like moves. 93 yards, a pay dirt for the score. 4th consecutive games with a return for a touchdown and NFL record. And Denver moves to 5-0. And Sebastian Janikowski, despite 5 field goals, missed a point after. Raiders paid for it as Paul Ettinger hits the field goal to put Chicago in the win column for the first time this year. Back to Kenny and Brian.
All right, thanks, JB. Hand off to Olandis Gary on first down. And pushes out to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 3 for the former Denver Bronco.
Well, you know, we said that Detroit was going to try and come out and run the ball right at San Francisco. That's what you should do to a team that relies heavily on the blitz and wants to pressure the quarterback, take the pressure off him. And so outside of the turnover by Harrington, that's what they want to do. And that takes time. You got to be patient with it. You have to stay with it. And I thought this was an area of the team that was improving in last week's loss to Denver.
Brian Lyons rotating their backs. Gary is out. Sean Bryson has checked in. 2nd and 7. It's Bryson. Good job by the 49ers defensively, holding Bryson to a gain of just 1. Andre Carter, Jeff Ulbrich in on the stop. Yeah. Boy, things couldn't get much worse here in the Bay Area. First, JB tells us about the Raiders lost to the Bears, and the Red Sox came back to defeat
and the Giants.
Oakland.
Yeah, and the Giants beaten yesterday, swept in their series, eliminated. Not a good series for Barry Bonds.
So there will be a decisive 5th game in Oakland tomorrow. Harrington complete for the first down. And a late flag as Charles Rogers picked up the first down out at the 42-yard line.
Well, Harrington stayed in that time, too. Took a shot from Julian Peterson and delivered a beautiful pass to the outside.
Mike Carey, our referee.
Pass interference. Offense, number 84. 10-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
Rogers made the catch, but Bill Schrader is called for pass interference.
Yeah, you know, and the Lions had a great chance to beat Denver last week, but they kept hurting themselves. A couple of chop block penalties from Dominic Raiola, and then, you know, a penalty from Billy Schrader on the outside last week. These are the things that backed them up and stopped them and prevented them from driving the football against Denver most of the day.
So instead of a first down at the 42-yard line, it will be a 3rd down and 15 back at the 22.
See if San Francisco goes after Harrington here, if they play coverage. It looks like they're going to play 8-man coverage here.
Lions have to get to the 37. Harrington dumping it off. Out of the backfield, it's Bryson. And Bryson stopped about 6 yards shy of the marker by Ronnie Hurd. Now the punter, John Jett, Lions veteran punter, strained his calf in practice this week. So the place kicker, Jason Hansen, who was an all Pac-10 punter in college at Washington State, punting in an NFL game for the first time in 5 years. Punt taken at the 33-yard line by Jimmy Williams. Good coverage downfield by the Lions special teams. Not bad. 37-yard punt by Hansen. And a return of only 4.
It was fast. We made it faster. It was smart. We made it smarter. Until it was as close to perfect as it's ever come. And that's saying something. Introducing the new, more powerful ES330.
Today, more than 250,000 doctors and 75 million patients are redefining modern medicine with WebMD. Practices can attend to the business of medicine with new speed and efficiency. Doctors can continue their medical education without leaving their offices. Patients can monitor their own progress. In countless ways, WebMD is helping doctors and patients to reconnect, and in the process, helping to redefine modern medicine. WebMD, modern medicine.
Hey, Donovan! Surprise!
It's not my yard.
If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be. Visa.
Hey, you!
Proud sponsor of the NFL.
Don't miss the hit series critics are calling as brilliant as anything on TV. Nip Tuck, this week only on FX. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
Back in San Francisco, a look at Jason Hansen handling the punting duties today for the Lions. His first punt, 37 yards, replacing the injured John Jett.
Of course, that also affects the holding and field goals and extra points, as Ty Detmer will do that instead of John Jett.
Jett normally the holder, as well as Kevin Barlow gains a yard on first down.
You know, we saw in the first series that Jeff Garcia and Terrell Owens immediately put their differences aside, and I thought it was great by Greg Knapp to get the ball to Owens on the first play. Let him know that he's going to be included in the offense. We haven't forgotten about you. Nobody's holding any grudges, but the marriage counselor in this whole thing right now to me is Derek Deese, the left tackle, who is making his first start since opening day, where he's been out with a bad ankle, and he really solidifies the play on that offensive line, especially the backside of Jeff Garcia.
2nd and 9 from the 38. Off the play fake, Garcia hitting Barlow out of the backfield. First down and more in Lions territory. Kevin Barlow all the way down to the 40 for a gain of 22 as we check in once again with JB.
All right, hey, Kenny and Brian, Howie Long was sweating because his Red Sox were down 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th until that two-run double slap by David Ortiz, who was 0 for 16 in the series, brings home Nomar Garciaparra and Manny Ramirez. Boston goes on to win it. Game 5 coming up between the Athletics and Red Sox tomorrow. Back to Kenny and Brian.
All right, JB, a look at 49ers right guard Ron Stone, a former usher at Fenway Park.
There we go, and going up against Big Daddy Wilkinson, a good matchup.
The end around, Arnaz Battle. 6th round draft pick out of Notre Dame. And he gains 8 on his first NFL carry.
Well, he got in the game because Owens was out that time. He got shaken up on the play before that. So Arnaz Battle went in there and ran the reverse for Owens. You know, Owens will line up in about 4 different positions. We'll chart him today. He'll line up at left end, the left slot, the right slot, and the right end. And he's in the left slot right now, and I think he's a much better player in there because he's got a lot more freedom of how he can work the secondary.
Hand off to Barlow on 2nd and 2. And he looks to have the first down inside the 30.
They talk about Kevin Barlow, and he just ran the ball. He's a neighbor of Terrell Owens. And you know, everybody was saying, what's wrong with Owens? And, you know, he's a problem child and all this. You know, I think that Barlow has a different take on him. He just can't understand how somebody could stay that angry for that long. You know, I mean, he won't let it go. And I think that both Garcia and Owens play better when they are angry. I mean, Garcia was telling us about that. He goes, I'm just a better player. I'm emotional, and I get more fired up.
Off the play fake to Barlow. Pass incomplete. Garcia looking for the tight end, Jed Weaver. Everybody we spoke to, 49ers players, the head coach, Dennis Erickson, coordinators on both sides. The word you heard from everybody in describing Terrell Owens was he's emotional, and he plays better when he's emotional.
Yeah, and then they said that not only was emotional, but this week they said he had his best week of practice. And sometimes when you get emotional and you're talking the way he likes to, it makes you concentrate more. It puts more pressure on you to go perform. And nobody's ever going to say that he doesn't want the ball in his hands when the game is on the line.
Fred Beasley, the fullback, taken down at the 30-yard line by Otis Smith. No gain on the play. Well, Owens involved in the incident on the sidelines last Sunday with offensive coordinator Greg Knapp. Tim Rattay came in, played well in a blowout loss in the fourth quarter, and this is what Owens had to say on Monday.
Well, you know, Rattay threw a touchdown there when the game was 35-0, and Owens was emotional. But listen, both these guys have been in the Pro Bowl the last 3 years, and they both feed off of each other. And Garcia, I think, said it best. Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Low snap on 3rd and 10, and Garcia down at the line of scrimmage. Garcia set up in the shotgun. The snap was low, and Dennis Erickson sends out the field goal unit. And Garcia quoted as saying, either we're all in this together or some changes have to be made. This is a team effort, and there's not any one individual that is above the team.
Yeah, he said that it was also a sickness, and so Owens came out to practice on Wednesday with the, you know, with the surgeon's mask on, saying, you know, he's protecting himself from the sickness. So a little bit of levity involved, but a win will soothe a lot of egos right now.
This is a 48-yard attempt by Owen Potchman. Does it have the distance? It does. His longest career field goal. Spent some time with the Giants. This is 3rd game with the 49ers. Potchman connects from 48 for a 10-0 49er lead.
Gina, check this out. I'm sitting next to your new boyfriend. Don't you just love your new boyfriend?
I do love him.
As long as you're happy.
Picture mail that talks from Sprint. At Sprint stores, choose from a wide selection of picture phones starting at $99.99. Share it when it happens.
This fall, Bristol-Myers Squibb, the cancer community, and I will come together for a very special campaign called the Tour of Hope. We want to raise awareness of clinical trials and let people know that cancer research is worth the ride. I've had this relationship with Bristol-Myers Squibb for years now, because if it wasn't for BMS drugs, I just would not be sitting here today. Together, we can speed the search for a cure.
Follow the Bristol-Myers Squibb Tour of Hope team and Lance Armstrong in this historic ride. Find out more by visiting our website.
What you seeing didn't start with LL today. Take it from me. Run DMC paved the way with Jam Master J. The KINGs. Run D and Dr. Pepper. That's originality. The taste of Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. The taste of originality. Salutes individuality. Individual. Gives life personality. Be you. Do what you do. Be you. Be you. Nothing better than Dr. Pepper. Run DMC and Jam. Dr. Pepper.
I just want to run away.
His father is the district attorney.
He wants to destroy my business. You tell your son to keep his filthy hands off my daughter.
You cannot see this girl again, ever.
What have I done?
I love you.
I love you too.
Skin premieres Monday, October 20th on Fox.
All 49ers so far, they lead the Lions 10-0 as Potchman kick is short, again taken at the 15-yard line by Colburn. Out across the 25. Upended by Jimmy Williams. Nice tackle on special teams after a return of just 12 yards.
Leon, your reactions following today's devastating loss?
Football's a team sport, man. So I got to put the loss squarely on the shoulders of my supporting cast. Look, man, I've been carrying these guys the whole season, but I can't do it all. I need some help.
So your 4 fumbles weren't a factor in your mind?
Not if one of those other guys would have jumped on the ball. Again, Leon can't do everything.
There's no I in team.
Well, ain't no we either.
Circuit City's the place for DirecTV. Stop by today and get up to 3 rooms free, including installation and a $50 Circuit City gift card after mail-in rebate when you activate any Total Choice programming package. And right now at Circuit City, make the most of DirecTV entertainment when you upgrade any receiver to DirecTV DVR with TiVo for just $99.99. Circuit City, we're with you.
Is it a marvel of engineering? A triumph of technology? Or a new benchmark of design? Yes. Introducing the new LS from Lexus.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by your Lexus dealer in the new 2004 LS, the ultimate expression of their passionate pursuit. By Circuit City, we're with you. By Budweiser, grab a cold, fresh Budweiser, it's game time. And by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we'll pick you up.
Beautiful afternoon in the Bay Area. Look at 49ers left cornerback Mike Rumph.
Yeah, you know, when you're getting 2 backs and a tight end, 2 receivers right now, Mike Rumph's going to be out here at right corner. That's a guy I think that you got to make play. You got to test him and throw at him.
Lions start from their own 26, and Rumph comes up to make the stop on Olandis Gary. Gain of just 2 on the play.
Well, that's the zone there, so Mike Rumph has got the short zone. And so one thing about Mike is he's a physical player. He's a good tackler. Schrader runs him off. See, he gets picked up by the safety over the top, and here's Rumph making the tackle. But there are ways, the way that you get that safety out of there is by running the football. And then you really kind of put Mike out there one-on-one. Right now, San Francisco just playing with 1 safety. Rumph just playing the right corner.
From the 29 on 2nd and 8, the give to Gary. And Olandis Gary with a nice push out to the 34-yard line. Gain of 5. Setting up 3rd down and 3. Jeff Ulbrich, Anthony Adams in on the stop.
No, for San Francisco, what they want to do to protect guys like Mike Rumph, because Jason Webster is out, he's out for a long time with a bad ankle, is they want to be able to play with both their safeties deep. I mean, that's the game right now. And by running the ball, you drop a safety down, you only play with 1 safety. If you keep 2 safeties back, you can always give him help right here.
3rd down and 3 for Harrington and the Lions. Rolling right. And the pass is incomplete, intended for the #1 pick out of Michigan, Charles Rogers. So the Lions once again will have to punt. Remember the place kicker, Jason Hansen, punting today. First punt, 36 yards. John Jett out with the strained calf. Lions equipment managers actually had 10 nameplates here of potential punters that they were going to bring in.
Yeah.
But they did not sign any punters. They will work a bunch of punters out this week. Williams backpedals all the way to the 16-yard line. Penalty marker, another flag, as Williams brings it back to the 37. 50-yard punt.
Yeah, that was a good punt. Coverage was terrible, but the punt was good. And this is going to be against San Francisco, so this is going to get backed up here. San Francisco will start this drive with poor field position.
There are 2 fouls, both by return team during the return. Illegal block in the back by number 35 is declined, and hold by number 38 is accepted. 10-yard penalty. They retain possession. First down.
So the penalty wipes out a 21-yard return by Jimmy Williams.
A whole nickel. Our new XML transaction system saves us a nickel. Wow, a nickel. We save a nickel. A nickel. Saving a nickel. Our new XML transaction system saves us a nickel.
XML what?
We save a nickel on every single transaction.
We do 20 million transactions a month.
With new Windows Server 2003, you can do more with less.
We save a nickel.
You know what you never see in car commercials? Real cars. Cars that have been around the block a few times. The kinds of cars that need Castrol GTX high mileage. Specially engineered to protect against oil burnoff better than other leading motor oils. Castrol GTX high mileage. It helps older cars feel young again.
Introducing Wendy's Homestyle Chicken Strips.
Heaven, I'm in heaven.
3 delicious pieces of breast filet. With your choice of Heartland Ranch, Deli Honey Mustard, and spicy Southwest Chipotle. When it comes to chicken strips, Wendy's has a better way. Our new Homestyle Chicken Strips. It's better here.
I know what I'm having for lunch.
And remember, you can eat great even late.
You can't come at the dummy like that. You gotta act like you want to hit the dummy, son. And everybody else in line, you gotta act like you want to hit the dummy. Now hit the back. There you go.
The 49ers have scored on their first 2 possessions. The touchdown followed an interception by Ahmed Plummer on the Lions' second play from scrimmage. On the other side, Lions turned the ball over and then have gone 3 and out twice.
Off to a slow start, and they had been starting fast. They got on the board early last week in Denver. It seemed like it jump-started the whole team.
49ers following the penalty on the punt return. Start from their own 10-yard line. Garrison Hurst out across the 25 for a gain of 6. Setting up 2nd down and 4. Well, the controversy all week long involving Jeff Garcia and Terrell Owens. Garcia hit Owens twice during the 49ers' first drive, including this 6-yard touchdown pass, giving the 49ers the early lead. And Garcia, the first man down in the end zone to congratulate Owens.
Well, that's why you got to put your differences aside and just play the game. I thought last week Terrell Owens was affected by his own emotional play. I mean, he didn't play nearly as well, and I thought he got shown up by Randy Moss. And I think that partly contributed to the blow-up on the sideline. Watching a guy that he's been in competition with is who's the best wide receiver, all that kind of stuff. And Randy Moss showed him up from the very beginning.
Moss had a huge day, 3 touchdown receptions. Owens did apologize on Wednesday to the offensive coordinator, Greg Knapp.
Yeah. Big of him, huh? after he humiliated him on the sideline.
Well, Greg told us it's not the first time I've been yelled at during the heat of the battle.
He thought there was a little of excessive, though, and it was.
From the 21-yard line, it's Hurst again. Close to another first down. 49ers rotate the running backs by series. Garrison Hurst and Kevin Barlow.
I tell you, this offense is a lot better, A, when they run the ball, and then when they get Derek Dees back in at left tackle. I mean, he's an experienced player. This time, Garrison Hurst cuts right behind him. The left guard, you can see him. He takes Kalimba Edwards out, turns him out. That opens up the hole. Edwards doesn't do a good job of getting off the block. You know, they've been starting a rookie over there, Quayne Harris, who's just a rookie. Should be a senior at Stanford, and he struggled. And I think that led to Garcia being really panicky in the pocket.
Here's Barlow on 2nd and 1. And he picks up 7 out to the 38-yard line for a 49er first down. A look at Derek Dees, 12-year veteran, the senior member of the 49ers.
But, you know, they just ran again behind Dees on a cutback. And Dees said when Barlow's in the game, that he has to really concentrate on holding his blocks a lot longer, because Barlow has an ability to cut it all the way back behind him. Then he'll take it wherever his eyes see, and so there's just different styles for different backs.
Garcia on first down, complete out at the 45-yard line for a gain of 8 to the tight end, Jed Weaver.
Watching Garcia get up there, he describes his play as organized chaos. And he said he's got to be emotional too, that he can't let any of the things around him affect him. He's got to get in the tunnel here. He's going to get planted as he throws this ball to Weaver.
Garcia told us I have to play wild Jeff Garcia football.
Yeah, and that's what it means. And that means getting hit. He likes to get hit and splattered, and now he's been bothered by a groin pull, and he said it affected him last week, but he said it's the best he's felt now since the start of the season.
Second down and 2. Barlow lost the football. Now normally 49ers rotate by series. We saw Hurst, however, early in this possession, and Barlow with the carry. Barlow and Hurst now both in the game as the first quarter comes to an end. In Steve Mariucci's return to San Francisco, his Lions turn the ball over early and trail the 49ers 10-0.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car or truck makes all the difference. Sweetheart, your honey-do list just got a little bit longer. Sorry.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up. A father's life will be undone.
He sent my daughter in there!
Critics are calling Mystic River the best movie so far this year.
The area since hit, we washed him clean.
Mystic River, rated R. Select cities October 8th, everywhere October 15th.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Wouldn't it be nice if you had as many cars to choose from as paint colors and fabric styles? 12 different lines at 7 locations. From Hyundai to Porsche. Choices aplenty. Fox Motors. Only the best.
It's smart to print your boarding pass before you get to the airport. It's smart to choose the seat you want to sit in. It's smart to do things the easy way. Northwest Airlines. Now you're flying smart.
From Ron Howard and Imagine Television.
Securities and Exchange Commission.
They have both? Comes the fall's best new sitcom.
You love it here? I'm having the time of my life. Hey, T-Bone.
Arrested Development premieres Sunday, November 2nd on Fox.
Brian, look at the first quarter numbers.
Well, I mean, this turnover right here is the big difference right now, and the fact that Detroit still doesn't have a first down. It wasn't a good quarter. They had a turnover and then two series where there were 3 plays and out, so they haven't gotten anything clicking. And the 49ers, you know, they've gotten things started here. They fed off the turnover. The center, Jeremy Newberry, said something interesting before the game to me. He said that we're not a good come-from-behind team. We're much better when we get an early lead.
Third down and 3. Short drop and a slant. Broken up and a flag comes in. Jimmy Wyrick on the coverage. Pass intended for Brandon Lloyd, the rookie out of Illinois.
Pass interference. Defense, number 27, automatic. First down.
Now defensive pass interference on Jimmy Wyrick coming over the back, which you can do. You just can't turn the man as you're making a play. You can put your hand on the back, and you can see his right hand was turning Brandon Lloyd there as he was coming in for the ball.
So an automatic first down in Lions territory from the Detroit 48. The pitch to Hurst, looks to cut it back inside, and now with Garcia leading the way. Garcia with a nice block, and Hurst Hurst takes it down to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Garcia threw the key block out there. And then Garrison Hurst, he just saw way too many white shirts as he was making it to the left side and had great vision to cut this thing back. Even at the age of, yeah, well, look at that nice cut block by Garcia. He threw a cut block on the rookie linebacker, Boss Bailey there.
And Hurst gained 15 on the play. Another first down at the Lions' 33. Garcia to Owens at the 22. Another 49ers first down. Owens' third catch of the day. A pickup of 11.
Well, what we're seeing from Garcia here is a guy right now that's found an early rhythm. I mean, Dre Bly sees the play with a couple guys slipping out here today. Part of coming out here to San Francisco and playing in the stadium is knowing what shoes to wear, what cleats to wear, what cleats to have on. Mariucci said that he would figure that all out yesterday as they had a walkthrough. But we've seen a couple guys slip out here.
Garcia, 5 of 7, 63 yards. He calls timeout. Early second quarter, 49ers on the move once again. They already lead the Lions by the score of 10-0.
Only one truck has crossbars that are welded through the side rails. That truck is the new Ford F-150. It has the strongest, toughest frame of any full-size pickup, which also gives you the highest payload. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Okay, 2 blades are better than 1, and 3 blades are better than 2. And that's as good as it gets, right? Wrong. The new Schick Quattro has the power of 4 blades and 2 conditioning strips, which makes Quattro unlike any other razor. And those 4 blades give you an incredibly close, smooth shave. So your 5 o'clock shadow shows up late. 4 blades. Where will it stop? Here. Schick Quattro, the power of 4.
Your boss expects a report in 1 hour, but it's a gorgeous 74 degrees outside. So you handle it like a true professional. With a laptop powered by Centrino, Intel's mobile technology, you can work wirelessly in thousands of places, even Bryant Park, under your favorite tree. Intel Centrino mobile technology.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Sprint, proudly offering picture mail and PCS Vision picture phones. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? By Intel Centrino mobile technology. And by Midas.
Back in San Francisco, a look at the offensive leaders. Garcia, 5 of 7, and a touchdown. 37 yards on the ground for Hurst. Owens, 3 receptions.
No help right here on Terrell Owens, that's for sure.
Garcia completes a tie Streets. Takes it down to the 16-yard line. Gain of 6, so does Smith.
No, with all the controversy that went on this week, one thing Jeff Garcia said is he's not changing the way he runs this offense to accommodate anybody. And that means Owens. He said he's going to run the offense, and when a guy is open, he's going to do his best to deliver it. And he said, look, protection wasn't great the last couple of weeks. He didn't make any excuses for that. He said, you know, my back and my groin have bothered me. He didn't make any excuses for that. And today he's a little bit healthier than he's been. He had a good week of practice, but that ball is being distributed to the open man right now.
Inside handoff to Hurst on 2nd and 4. Takes it down to the 14. Tackled from behind by Kalimba Edwards. Stopped 2 yards shy of the marker.
This team has balance right now. You know, they're running it. You know, Hurst has had some success. Barlow, you know, they're not faced with 2nd and long and 3rd and long, manageable 3rd downs. And this is the way this offense functions. And when I looked at it on tape, Kenny, this week, I said, well, they moved the ball against Cleveland. They had a bad game last week against Minnesota. Everybody would admit that it was almost an aberration. I really believe getting Deese back at left tackle was a huge confidence builder to the whole front line.
They blew out the Bears in their opener with Deese in the lineup. Garcia dumping it off. Aaron Walker into the end zone. Touchdown. His first NFL touchdown. The rookie out of Florida. 5th-round draft pick. 14-yard pass play from Garcia to Walker.
It's Aaron Walker over here working against Boss Bailey on play action. A lot of protection. Garcia all kinds of time. Bracy Walker missed the tackle there at the 5-yard line. And for the second time in a row, the 49ers very good inside the red zone. 2 for 2 today.
And Brian Garcia on that drive, 4 for 4, 60 yards in the air. And the touchdown pass to Walker. Hodgman with the extra point, extending the 49ers lead to 17-0 in Steve Mariucci's return with the Lions.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shaves better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
I break for yard sales.
I break for little old ladies. Donuts.
Boys.
UFOs. I break for free oil changes.
Visit your local Midas mechanic now and get a free oil change with any Midas brake job. That's free oil and filter with any new brakes.
Somebody's got to feel this. 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 Feel this. Feel this.
I've lost my credit card.
It is a Capital One no hassle card, isn't it?
No. Cinderella's got my credit card.
Whether your card is lost or stolen, with a Capital One no hassle card, you're not liable for a penny. With the nation's lowest fixed rates at 4.99 APR.
What's in your wallet?
Someone's threatening to initiate an outbreak of a very deadly virus.
To stop a weapon that has no cure.
They found a body that's been infected.
You need a man who knows no limits.
Just do it now!
The season premiere of 24, Tuesday, October 28th on Fox. Presented without commercial interruption by the next Ford F-150.
Longest drive of the season for the 49ers. They take it 90 yards in 11 plays. Garcia's second touchdown pass of the afternoon. From the 7, Coburn. Who hit hard out at the 23-yard line. 16 yards on the return. Derek Smith downfield with a hard hit on special teams.
And what a week it makes, a difference makes. Watch Owens here on the last touchdown throw to Aaron Walker. I mean, Dre Bly gave him the inside. He got no help. He was open. But, you know, no history, no antics after that play. Went over, actually celebrated with Aaron Walker as he got his first NFL touchdown. So there's enough to go around here, especially when you're winning.
And now the Lions, Brian, trail 17-0. They've run only 8 plays on offense. A turnover and 2 3-and-outs. Lions start from the 23-yard line. Olandis Gary up the middle for a gain of 5. Out to the 28.
Well, this certainly isn't the homecoming that Steve Mariucci was hoping for. And I don't think that you could just scrap the game plan right now. I mean, I think you still got to make San Francisco play the run. I think you got to get physical with this group of guys up front. And then you got to find a way to put a drive together and hang on to the football and make the plays and not beat yourselves. That's the first thing. Don't turn it over and don't beat yourselves when you get a good play.
Sean Bryson, the lone back. 3 wide receivers on 2nd and 5. Bryson, nowhere to go. And of just 1.
Well, it looked like there was nowhere to go, but it sure looked like there was a hole to the left side, behind the left side of the line right there. And when I watch Sean Brayson sometimes his vision isn't real good. But you see right here, behind Beverly and Backus over here, there looks like there's a pretty good seam right here.
Tried to cut it back inside.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's run to daylight. That's the name of the game at running back.
Now 3rd down and 4. Lions have to get to the 33 for a first down. Harrington gets rid of it, and it hits the official at the 30-yard line. The umpire, Dan Farrell.
Boy, and he had Charlie Rogers wide open coming across the middle, too. Here's Rogers going to run just a shallow cross. Perfect play against that defense. And it's this kind of an afternoon so far for Detroit. Rogers opening up his hands to receive the ball. Probably would still be running with it if the umpire isn't in the way.
Jason Hansen's last punt, 50 yards. Filling in for the injured John Jett. This one taken at the 24 by Jimmy Williams. Knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 15 yards on the return. A 47-yard punt by Hansen. He's not having a bad day.
Come on in, Derek. Derek, I thought we had this thing worked out. I hear you're out dancing, eating, and just carousing with your friends. Is it true you're going out every night?
Absolutely not.
Good.
If you want to enjoy the New York nightlife, bring your Visa card, because Orso, Cheetah, and the Broome Street Bar don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Hey, Derek, we are running late. Sorry.
3 minutes to go in the period. 3rd down. The ball is at the 4-yard line.
Here's my man. Come on.
Watch.
Yes, here we go, here we go. All right, showtime.
Pepsi and Lay's, official sponsors of the NFL.
We engineered a material behind the dash called quiet steel. Only the new Ford F-150 has it, which means it's the only truck to deliver this. The sound of quality. The sound of the quietest pickup, period. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the next Ford F-150. Built Ford tough.
Well, the Giants eliminated yesterday, but Fox will have Game 5 tonight. The Cubs and the Braves from Atlanta. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Terry Wood, Mike Hampton.
Mike Hampton, one time recruited heavily to play college football at some Notre Dame, Florida State, Miami. There's some big schools down there in Florida where football was king in high school.
Mike Hampton, a defensive back. And Garcia's pass nearly intercepted, knocked down by Kalimba Edwards.
Edwards did a good job just getting his hands in the lane. You know, like San Francisco, they want to get rid of that ball so quickly. So what Kirk Schottenheimer, the defensive coordinator, said is, I want these guys to have quick rushes, get their hands up, get in the passing lanes. That time Edwards did. But not a good job of just hanging on to it. I mean, and that's what Detroit needs. They need to get their hands on one of these balls right here. And they need to create something on defense right now.
49ers have scored on all 3 possessions. Barlow gains just 1. 3rd and 9 when we return. But first, we check in with JB.
All right, Kenny, take a look at what's happening in Philadelphia. Donovan McNabb hooking up for his first touchdown of the season, that is. That a 4-yard strike to John Ritchie. And indeed, that came off of a Pat Ramsey pick. It is now 10-0 Philadelphia back to Kenny and Brian.
Yeah, and Donovan talking to Pam Oliver on the pregame show today, saying you got to allow a guy like me to play out of the slump. And he was in a slump for 2 games. And after watching him against Buffalo last week and now today early, it looks like he's back on track.
John Ritchie, the former Raider, scoring his first touchdown as an Eagle. Garcia, down he goes. First sack of the day for the Lions, James Hall. Down with 2.5 sacks. And the 49ers will punt for the first time.
Well, it's the first time they were able to put pressure on Garcia. You see the blitz look, they back out. James Hall coming from the left side, where he usually rushes on the right side. That time coming from the left side, was able to beat protection.
Oz Hakeem. Back deep for the Lions. Bill LaFleur back at his own 25-yard line. LaFleur's first punt. And it takes a 49ers roll. Down inside the 15-yard line. But a penalty flag. Punt was down by Wayne Carpenter.
Looks like it's against San Francisco. If that's the case, Detroit would love to have this kicked again and give Oz Hakeem a chance to return it. Maybe improve the field position.
Mike Carey still talking it over.
There was no foul for illegal block in the back by the kicking team. All of the action was legal. First down, timeout.
So a 47-yard punt and roll by LaFleur. 17-0 San Francisco.
With capabilities that will amaze you, both on-road and off, Ford Explorer is the most trusted SUV in America.
Sorry I'm late. We took a wrong turn at Greenland.
If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
In my dream, I'm on a game show.
Welcome back to On Demand, where it's time for round 2. And the question is, the efficiency of 342 cases of green Argyle socks. Correct. Your customers...
2,000 SKUs.
You don't know the answers?
It's like they know what's coming.
Where? Maple Avenue.
What does it mean?
You're playing catch-up because you're not responsive. You need your answers faster.
George Clooney.
My God, look at him.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
What are you after, Miles?
You. This Friday, watch the sparks fly.
Is that all?
No, that's not all. Intolerable Cruelty, rated PG-13, starts Friday.
Philly cheesesteak pizza.
No drooling this time.
Guys like Philly cheesesteak. Guys like Domino's Pizza. That's why Domino's created the new Philly cheesesteak pizza. Get a medium for only $9.99 and any second medium for just $5 more. Get the door. It's Domino's new Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Sunday, November 2nd, the fear will be here. It's the most terrifying chase with death you've ever seen. All new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, Sunday, November 2nd on Fox.
Steve Mariucci's Lions trailing the 49ers 17-0. Early second quarter. Worst starting field position of the day for the Lions, back at their own 14-yard line. Off the play fake to Gary. Arrington's pass nearly intercepted by Ahmed Plummer, who picked him off earlier on just the second play from scrimmage.
And that's a little bit of a force here as well. It's a little bit of pressure from the right side right here. Bryant Young coming in there, and San Francisco well covered. See the double coverage right there, and that's what it looks like. You got a corner underneath, and you got Zach Bronson over the top. One area that has not improved on this offensive line is their ability to pick up stunts up front. they still get caught, and that leads to pressure.
On 2nd and 10, pass deflected and then caught into 49ers territory. Michael Ricks, the tight end, after the pass was deflected, it popped up in the air, and Ricks gains 37 yards.
Yeah, I mean, that just bounced right off of Charlie Rogers' hands that time, and a broken play leads to the biggest play of the day for the Lions. But, you know, you say broken play and all that, those kind of plays happen if you're hustling and you got some awareness and you're looking to make something happen.
Lions in 49ers territory for the first time today. Play action. And the pass complete to Ricks again. It's another first down. Down at the 49ers 32. So the Lions on back-to-back plays with their first 2 first downs of this game.
Well, you know, they have had no rhythm so far today. So now you get a couple of first downs and you march into San Francisco territory. You can kind of feel a little bit of a rhythm.
Back-to-back pass plays of 37 and 16 yards from Joey Harrington to Michael Ricks. From the 33-yard line, the end around, and Hakeem with the completion down to the 12-yard line. Oz Hakeem hitting Charles Rogers for a gain of 21.
Well, if Harrington hasn't been able to hook up with Charlie Rogers so far, you got to find some way to get the ball in his hands, and this was a well-executed play. You see Oz Hakeem coming in motion here. He could have run this ball for probably just as many yards as well. They had a good setup outside. That's the best throw by a quarterback today for Detroit.
Lions have gained 74 yards on their last 3 plays. Olandis Gary, gain of just 2 down to the San Francisco 10.
Yeah, and Detroit needs a touchdown. You see Mariucci there. He's the play caller now, and he hasn't done that in about 5 years. Well, he turned it over to Marty Morningweg in San Francisco, and then to Greg Knapp when Morningweg left to become the coach of Detroit. And he said that, you know, back in those days, he turned it over because he wanted to spend more time managing the game and looking after all of the things that can come up. And this kind of gets him more involved in the game, calling the plays.
2nd down and 8. Lions can pick up a first down without reaching the end zone. Hakeem in motion. And Harrington's pass broken up by a diving Jeff Ulbrich.
Well, Harrington does a good job of just getting rid of the football, albeit not a great pass to the outside here, but he's not a guy that gets sacked much. He's going to get rid of that football. That's a dangerous throw that time. You're going to get out of the pocket, just flip it away and go to 3rd down. Ulbrich there is one of those guys in San Francisco that's got that staph infection. He's got that white pad on his forearm. Said it was the most painful thing he ever had in his life last week.
He's going around the locker room. 3rd and 8. Harrington to the end zone, intended for Hakeem off his fingertips.
That's a tough throw to a guy of Hakeem's size in the very corner. That's a very difficult throw to try to make. It's not like it's a jump ball that you would throw to Terrell Owens or a receiver much taller. San Francisco only rushing 4. Harrington does a good job of stepping up in the pocket, but there's not much room for error here. Thrown it to that back pylon, but Oz Hakeem at about 5'9", not a big target back there.
Well, Jason Hampton was already punted 3 times. Out to attempt a 28-yard attempt. New holder, Ty Detmer, replacing John Jett as the holder. And Hansen is successful from 28. So the Lions are on the scoreboard. They now trail 17-3. Remember, in Steve Mariucci's last game here at Candlestick, he trailed by 24. Came back to beat the Giants in the playoff game in January. His last victory as 49ers head coach, 6 years here in San Francisco, 4 trips to the playoffs, 2 division titles, and he won his first 18 home games as 49ers head coach.
Yeah, and he'll tell you even now that he knows the 49er team better than he knows his own team. Knows the player, knows the systems better, knows the history. You know, a lot of these coaches still in San Francisco. He's the one that gave him an opportunity. You know, there's some players couldn't help but come up and say hello.
But those dreams have remained and they've turned around.
Mariucci greeting 49ers players, coaches, staff members on the field prior to the kickoff today.
Well, it's tough. I mean, that's Jim Moore Jr. right there. I mean, he's the one that came in with Steve. They came in together in 1997. Guys like Zach Bronson was a free agent that Mariucci gave an opportunity to. And a lot of those guys, you know, always remember the guys that gave you that first chance in anything.
And teams traveling from east to west usually come in on Saturday, but the Lions traveled out to the Bay Area on Friday.
His son Tyler, who was a walk-on at redshirt freshman at San Luis Obispo down the coast, up here today with his friends. Still keeps a house out here in the Bay Area. Kids had a chance to go back and sleep in what they call their real bed. You know?
What did Steve tell us? He went home, he checked the mail, cut the grass.
Yeah, we raised an eye about that one.
You don't think he checked the mail?
I don't think that he's getting a lot of mail sent there. But I think that was just his idea of trying to deflect all the attention, which he should do. You know, it's all about the players on the field today and all these storylines. It looks like a good Hollywood script, but you got to go play the game.
Well, no happy returns today for Emmitt Smith and Mike Holmgren. Emmitt returning to Dallas, and a Cardinals loss. Suffered a shoulder injury. Jimmy Williams takes a knee in the end zone. Mike Holmgren, Seahawks losing in Green Bay. Well, for you fantasy football players, check out the Ultimate Fantasy Football Show exclusively on Fox Sports Net. With 30 minutes of injury reports, matchup breakdowns, and late-breaking news, our guys know who to play, who to sit, and who the hidden gems are. It's the Ultimate Fantasy Football Show, weekends only on Fox Sports Net.
Well, I tell you, Quincy Carter off to a great start, the #1 ranked offense in football going in there today. I think Parcells has already earned his money. Randy Moss continues to be on a tear. 5 touchdown catches the last 2 weeks. And then Amon Green. I mean, that's the catalyst there in Green Bay, is his ability.
On 1st and 10 from the 20, intercepted by Dre Bly. His 4th interception. He has all of the Lions' interceptions this season.
Yeah, and you know what Dre Bly told Kurt Schottenheimer? He said, I don't want any help on Terrell Owens. I don't want any bracket. I can cover this man. Give him to me. And that's what he did. He does a good job of looking at Garcia, reading the route. And Owens didn't do a good job there of finishing that route. He stopped on that slant route. And when you stop, you give the defender a chance to cut in and make that pick.
So the momentum shifting a bit after the Lions' last drive, and now they start on the 49ers' 34-yard line. Trailing by 2 touchdowns. Olandis Gary, the lone back. Harrington hitting Gary out of the backfield. And Gary picks up a first down at the San Francisco 23, a gain of 11.
You know, Terrell Owens has done a lot of talking, and you've got to back it up if you're going to do the talking. Did he come into this slant route and stop or go for the ball? It looks like he pulled his arms up, and he's done that going over the middle this year where he short-arm balls and didn't finish the route. Garcia is throwing it to a spot, and he's trusting his receiver to get to the ball, and I think that play right there is on Owens.
Did he do that last week against Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it affected his play last week.
Sean Bryson. Bryson inside the 15, down to the 13. Finally pulled down by Mike Rumpf after a gain of 9.
And this time, Bryson, good vision. This time, cutting this ball back behind over here on the left side. You got Ricks and Jeff Backus doing a good job of just getting a hat on a hat. I mean, this play in the offensive line, it isn't that hard some days. Just put your hat, your helmet on the defender's helmet, get your hands in there, and tie guys up. Let these backs go find the holes.
Lions looking to capitalize on the 49ers' first turnover. Interception by Dre Bly, 2nd down and 1. Olandis Gary picks up the first down. Down inside the 11. Gain of 3. Jeff Ulbrich made the tackle.
Well, this is always the area of the field, you know, where you got to get, you need touchdowns. They don't need field goals at this point. They need a touchdown. So, and I think in order, you know, as they move the change and get a first down, this is still a good area of the field to run the football in, just because it's so compressed and it's hard to squeeze passes in, because teams that play quarters across, there's not that many holes in there to find it.
Brian Jack Bronson out with a stinger, replaced by Ronnie Hurd. 1st and 10 from the 11, and Harrington calls timeout. Lions use their first timeout. Well, in case you missed Fox NFL Sunday earlier today, we'll take you back and have a chance to see what you missed.
And it's always been one of my favorites. Today, he will be hit, I promise you.
If you hadn't ran him so damn much, you might still be in Dallas. You rode him like Angel Cordero.
You may have to end up taking Kurt and go back to the Arena League and then... Hello?
Yeah, Terry taking that crank phone call from Brenda Warner. Looks like a Chips guy with, you know, one of those crabs on front of him.
Where's Eric Estrada? Our director, Michael Frank, enjoying the game in the stands.
People getting ready for Halloween early, huh?
Well, following the timeout, 49ers shuffling defenders in and out. 1st and 10 from the 49ers 11. Four wide receivers set. Harrington complete down at the 6-yard line. Setting up 2nd down and 5 as Derek Smith and Rashad Holman combined to make the stop. Lions gained only 20 yards on their first 11 plays, but check out the last 10.
Well, they survived the assault from San Francisco, got off to a hot 17-0 start, and then they got a turnover and stopped it a little bit. Looking to capitalize it on right now in this drive.
Harrington on 2nd and 5 overthrows the intended receiver out of the backfield, the fullback Corey Schlesinger.
Be interesting to see how San Francisco plays this. If they come after Harrington here and try and harry him and blitz him, and then just how patient Harrington is with the football. I mean, it'll be a chess match here. San Francisco could do it either way. They could play 7 in coverage right now and just try and protect the goal line.
And the 49ers have struggled defensively on 3rd down.
Last year and this year both.
However, today, they have stopped the Lions on all 4 3rd down attempts. 3 receivers. Lions have to get to the 1 for a 1st down. Into the end zone for a touchdown. Michael Ricks.
Michael Ricks has been huge these last 2 series. I mean, he's the one that got this little momentum change turned around with that deflected pass in the series before. Big target, a converted wide receiver, a guy who's had a case of the drops early this year, but coming on here in this game.
First touchdown of the season for Ricks. 7th touchdown pass for Harrington. Detmer the holder. Jason Hanson for the point after. The Lions, who trailed by 17, are now within 7. Joey Harrington completing 3 of 4 on the drive, including this 6-yard touchdown pass on 3rd down to the tight end Ricks.
Well, it's a good matchup. You got Tony Parrish there, the safety, trying to stay on Mike Ricks, who has a big size advantage, and then still has that ability to run. Like I said, he was a converted wide receiver, and that's where you want. You want to try to get that mismatch. Just running it to the corner. Now, Harrington, you know, one thing about Joe is he's decisive. The ball gets out of his hands quickly. You mentioned he's only been sacked 4 times all year, so he does make quick decisions. One area that he still wants to improve on, the Lions want to see him improve on, is just his accuracy.
Short field for the Lions following the interception by Dre Bly, a 6-play, 34-yard drive. Steve Mariucci's Lions who trailed 10-0 after one, trailed 17-0 early in the second quarter, have pulled to within 7.
Well, you know, you mentioned Mariucci the last time he was on this field. He was getting killed in the first half by the New York Giants, and that team hung in there. And I mean, if anybody remembers what a turnaround can be alike, it's Mariucci. Because when you come back into a stadium that you're so familiar with, you always go back to your last game. And that was such a memorable last game here.
Mariucci said he had been in the visiting locker room twice previously, once with Green Bay in the playoffs, and another time with the LA Rams during a Monday night game. Visiting locker room not too familiar to Steve Mariucci. Spent the last 6 years on the 49ers sideline. Hanson's kickoff is taken at the 6 by Williams, with Arnaz Battle leading the way. And Williams brings it out across the 25. 20-yard return. Next week, Fox NFL Sunday begins with America's #1 pregame show. Then the Buccaneers will try and shut down the Redskins in an NFC battle. Some of you will see the Eagles and the 3-1 Cowboys. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, next Sunday on Fox.
Well, with the Giants lost today, Cowboys win. Cowboys in first place in the NFC East right now, as the Redskins battle the Eagles right now.
Who would have thunk it?
No, I mean, when you talk about turnarounds and year to year, and there's no indicators anymore.
Garrison Hurst brought down at the 31 by Trey Bly. You talk about comebacks. Holmgren back in Green Bay. Mariucci back in San Francisco. 2 of the Cowboys' 3 wins were back at the Meadowlands. Bill Parcells defeating 2 of his former clubs. First the Giants and then the Jets.
Well, one of those crazy little stats, you know, the Cowboys have won more games than the Meadowlands than the Giants and the Jets combined so far this year.
That's right. Jets 0-4. Have the bye this week.
Garrison Hurst limped off. Kevin Barlow back in there behind Fred Beasley at tailback.
On second down, this is Barlow. Barlow out to the 37, has the first down as we approach the 2-minute warning here in San Francisco. 2 minutes to play, first half. 49ers had a 17-0 lead. But the Lions, with 10 unanswered points, trail by 7.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Wachovia. Together we can achieve uncommon things.
What can glass teach us about corporate and investment banking? Success requires both strength and imagination. At Wachovia Securities, we learn from the world around us, because uncommon challenges call for uncommon wisdom. Wachovia Securities, corporate and investment banking.
We didn't just give the new Ford F-150 more horsepower. We gave it the most low-end torque. Why did we push farther than anyone else? So you could do more than anyone else. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Well, Brian, the injury report on Garrison Hurst, a right leg contusion.
Yeah, just getting tackled here by Trey Bly. Foot got caught underneath there in the tackle. And, you know, Garrison Hurst was the comeback player of the year when he came back. Twice he was the comeback player of the year. Come back and used to rehab that ankle. He said now everything else hurts but the ankle. that happens when you've been in the league and taken as many hits as Hurst has.
We are told his return is questionable, so Barlow in the backfield on 1st and 10 from the 38. Garcia steps up, And takes off, takes a hard hit at the 42-yard line from Boss Bailey, rookie out of Georgia. And then Garcia, as is usually the case, bounces right back up.
Oh, yeah, now he likes to get splattered. He said it makes him feel alive, if you can imagine that.
2nd and 5 up the middle. Barlow, first down into Lions territory. Out to the Detroit 49. He gained 8.
The one thing about Garcia is when he takes a drop into the pocket, he's always going to press the pocket. He's almost going to run right up in it and try and escape the rush as quickly as he can. So the Lions want to try and keep him in front of him.
Niners in the hurry-up offense. They have 2 timeouts. Garcia under pressure, threw it away.
Good blitz that time to the backside of Garcia where he never saw it. Going to come right here off the corner. Dre Bly does a good job, and San Francisco saw it late, but still affected the throw. Garcia, a good job of just getting rid of this ball.
Bly's been all over the field today.
This is Garcia here taking a shot from Boss Bailey. Boss did a good job actually of dropping his shoulder down there, not leading with his head, so not hitting a defenseless player and attacking a quarterback in the head and all those kind of penalties that come with it.
Garcia, 3 straight incompletions. And taken down after a gain of 2 by Otis Smith, the 14-year veteran, brought in back in early September, and now Niners use their 2nd timeout.
Well, a couple good blitzes dialed up here by Kurt Schottenheimer. Here's Otis Smith coming off the corner. Otis does a good job of staying alive and coming back into the play. And here's the coverage downfield. This is what allowed that blitz to get there. Garcia wanted to throw it to Ty Streets, but he was well covered. Ray Bly working on right there with Owens all the way. You know, the one thing that Owens said up, that's a cramp there, trying to work it out. One area of this offense that they wanted to try to get to this year under Dennis Erickson was more deep passes. They haven't thrown any here today. That's what frustrated Owens last week, was the fact they didn't throw the ball deep down the field like he was watching Minnesota do to Randy Moss. But Erickson said that comes when I'm in a 2 tight end offense, and my best tight end, Eric Johnson, is out right now with a shoulder injury. And then it's off play action. So we got to be able to run the ball a little bit to sell it.
Garcia's longest completion of the season is just 29 yards. 3rd down and 8. Niners have to get to the 39 to move the chains. Garcia airing it out. He was looking for Ty Streets. Otis Smith on the coverage. And the 49ers will have to punt.
Well, that's just what I'm talking about. That throw right there. I mean, that's what they wanted to get more in the offense. But the fact is, that's not a high percentage throw, especially when you throw it 6 yards out of bounds. And this offense was always predicated upon short, high completion percentage passes. I don't think it's a great fit yet. What Dennis Erickson wants, what he believes in, what he's always coached at Miami, at Seattle, at Oregon State, and what San Francisco has done here. It's like there's 2 different playbooks.
Bill LaFleur punting from his own 42. Hakeem lets it go, and it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. 51 seconds. Lions have 2 timeouts. They'll start from their own 20. Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the NFL. And our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's all coming up on the Visa Halftime Report.
Again, you know, all teams want a character dangle in front of them. You know, something to just fire themselves up. And one thing Dennis Erickson told the 49ers this week is that, look, we're 1-3. Nobody wants to be here, but 4 playoff teams last year started the season 1-3. In fact, they all won playoff games. So anybody that thinks anything gets decided in the month of September is crazy. It never really gets started till now.
That's right. The Jets, Steelers, Titans, and Falcons all started 1-3 last year. 49ers and Lions both 1-3. They both had blowout wins opening week and have both lost 3 in a row since. Lions with 2 timeouts, 51 seconds to play in the half. They've scored the last 10 after falling behind by 17. And Harrington's pass complete to Schrader, but a gain of just 2 out of bounds at the 22-yard line with 47 seconds remaining. Lions have picked up the pace, Brian, after not picking up a first down on their first 4 possessions. They had the one long drive which led to a field goal, and their touchdown came following an interception. Schlesinger out to the 28-yard line, stopped 2 yards shy of the marker by Rashad Holman. Clock continues to run.
It looked like he wanted to get a timeout. He was talking to the referee, Mike Carey, and then he decided not to.
Because if the Lions don't convert here, they did not want to give the Niners extra time after a punt. But the Lions do pick up the first down, and Harrington calls timeout as Orlandis Gary gains 6 out to the 34-yard line. So now the Lions stop the clock with 17 seconds remaining.
You know, Joe, coming in today, this is Joe Harrington's 17th start in the National Football League. So technically, after last week was really just his first complete season in the league. And I mean, this is what he's looked at. I mean, this is not unusual. You know, first year throwing more interceptions and touchdowns. He didn't have a lot of weapons last year. They're trying to help him out right now with a young rookie in Charlie Rogers and getting Hakeem back healthy and Billy Schrader healthy. One thing that's impressive, though, in 16 starts, he's only been sacked 11 times. It says a couple things. One, I think he has a pretty good understanding of the offense, where to go with the football, and then he's decisive with the ball. And those are things that you want to try to evaluate on the run with the young player.
Garrison Hurst heading back to the 49ers locker room. Harrington was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week following week 1 through 4 touchdown passes against the Arizona Cardinals.
Been a while since a Detroit Lion won the NFC Player of the Week, hadn't it?
Jermaine Crowell.
Jermaine Crowell, yeah.
Was the last. 4 wide receivers set. Lions have 1 timeout, 17 seconds remaining in the half. Harrington slip, now throws, and it's complete to Hakeem in 49ers territory with 11 seconds remaining at the San Francisco 48. 18 yards from Harrington to Hakeem.
Hakeem on the outside, and this is a great route working against Ahmed Plummer. He ran him off. Ahmed Plummer just doesn't want to get beat deep, so he gives him a little bit of a cushion. And that ball was a well-thrown ball by Harrington. I mean, that ball came out of his hands before the break. It was a timing route. Good trust factor with him, Hakeem, who has missed a lot of practice time over the last couple months.
Lions need about 15 yards to get into field goal range for Hansen. They have a timeout. Pass incomplete. Intended for Schrader. 6 seconds remaining. Time for one more play.
Yeah, you got to make this a pretty quick play too. This is what you call plastering the receiver. Ahmed Plummer right there, just plastering Schrader, not allowing any kind of an opening. Schrader should come back more to the ball rather than to the sidelines. At least allow that ball to have a chance to get in there. San Francisco is going to play this real deep. Detroit has a shot to get this ball in these areas of the field and get out of bounds here in less than 6 seconds.
Or call timeout. They do have a timeout. Harrington to Schlesinger. Out of bounds at the 42 as time runs out. So that will do it for the first half from Candlestick. 49ers led 17-0. The Lions have come back to pull within 7. Fox NFL Sunday will continue with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. But there's a halftime report coming up after these messages.
There's a reason why October is sports' greatest month. Powered by Chipper Jones' 2 home runs, the Braves stayed alive, forcing a decisive Game 5.
This thing is absolutely wild!
Now Kerry Wood takes the mound, looking to make history and lead the Cubs to the NLCS. Game 5 tonight on Fox.
Tonight
Tonight after the baseball game, watch Fox 17 News at 10 at a special time. Because at 10, it's baseball. After the game, it's news. Fox 17 has your ticket to the hottest highlights and all the big scores.
This week on the ticket, we'll recap the Lions and Niners. We'll go in the zone with Curtis Joseph. How long will he be a Red Wing? And we'll go one-on-one with MHSAA Executive Director Jack Roberts. We'll see you Sunday.
Catch the Fox 17 sports ticket tonight after the news on Fox 17.
Bye. Who are we on the phone with for so long?
Kelly.
Kelly, who lives in New Jersey, Kelly?
Yeah.
For 2 hours?
Yeah.
I didn't get to say hi.
Say goodbye to worrying about long-distance bills.
Call her back.
Introducing SBC All-Distance Service, now in Michigan. Unlimited nationwide long-distance local service and more for just $43.95 a month, guaranteed. One more way, we bring it all home.
You've seen them before, but never like this. Introducing the Platinum Series from Chrysler. Dressed up with a stunning metallic finish, an exquisite leather-trimmed interior, and chrome wheels and accents. Plus our powertrain limited warranty. And now get special Platinum discounts and choose either 0% financing or a generous cash allowance. Come see what's transformed at your Chrysler dealer today.
Oh, yeah. Meet McDonald's new Del Rio salad with taco spiced beef, mixed greens, cheddar jack cheese, crunchy tortilla strips, the Newman's Own all-natural salsa. It just doesn't get much better.
Log on to WXMI.com and get connected.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
All right, for those of you watching San Francisco and Detroit, the Lions have come back to make it a ball game. 17-10 San Francisco.
All right, Steve Mariucci back in San Francisco. Some of those former players, he may not have left his heart there, JB. Did leave his house. Garcia, though, having a bad week, but Terrell Owens finds him for a 6-yarder. All's good in the Bay Area. 7-0 San Francisco. Garcia back 2 touchdown passes in the first half. Second one here at Aaron Walker, 14 yards. Halftime, it is 17-10. 49ers over the Lions. Washington, Philadelphia. Donovan McNabb coming back. Finds Richie. 4-yard touchdown. First touchdown pass on the season for McNabb. Quick slant, man-to-man coverage. Donovan looking for Mitchell, but Jeremiah Trott is there. He picks it off this ledge. Ramsey touchdown on a 2nd and goal. He jumped it over in 13-7. Philadelphia over the Redskins at the half.
David Boston with his first touchdown of the season for San Diego, trailing Jacksonville by 3. Seattle and Green Bay Packers improved to 3-2. Big game by Amon Green. Randy Moss, 5 touchdowns over the past 2 games, 6 for the season as Minnesota wins that game there. Dallas improves, of course, to 3-1. Carolina. The Vikings, all right, let me just look at the screen here and run with that score then. Vikings over the Falcons. Vikings are playing some awfully good football indeed. Panthers 4-0 for the first time in franchise history with the victory over the Saints. The Broncos and the Chiefs battle strong. Dante Hall, what an outstanding player. 1-point victory there. Kansas City 5-0 for the first time in franchise history. And the Bears, first victory of the season thanks to a 48-yard field goal by Paul Edinger. Sebastian Janikowski missed a point after that cost him big. The Dolphins' 3rd consecutive victory over the Giants today. And the Patriots, boy, is Bill Belichick doing a nice job of coaching there. 38-30 over the Titans. And the Bengals played valiantly, but the Buffalo Bills came through with a 22-16 victory over the Bengals. Howie's Red Sox came back. David Ortiz, big 2-run double in the bottom of the 8th. They win at 5-4. Game 5 tomorrow on Fox at either 4 or 8 o'clock Eastern time. And the Yankees with a 6-game, I make that a 6-run 4th inning, 6-1 over the Twins right now. And if that result holds up, then the Red Sox game will be at 8 o'clock tomorrow right here on Fox, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Jimmy.
But San Francisco, jumped out to what they thought was a comfortable lead. They had 2 touchdown passes by Garcia, 17-0. Then all of a sudden, no lead is comfortable because they turned the ball over. Detroit jumps right back into it. They've only thrown 13 passes in the first half. They got to throw the football down the field more. You got to put some points on the board. 17 points, not enough.
Well, the question is, can they throw the ball down the field? And the other thing, conversely, with Detroit is, what kind of character have they shown on the road 2 weeks in a row versus Denver last week? And it didn't show up on the win-loss column, but that spilled over to this week.
Boy, Detroit certainly would like to snap that 18-game road losing streak. All right, some of you will be going to local news.
Stuff.
Others will come back to listen to the Blonde Bomber.
Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
Monday, October 20th, Fox will introduce a real American cowboy to a group of European women.
Oh, he's good looking.
Tell them he's worth $80 million in oil.
I'm sure I'm gonna like this lifestyle.
And invite them to win his heart.
He's rich. He's very rich.
Does anyone know how to say sucker in French? The next Joe Millionaire. Diplomats are standing by. Premieres Monday, October 20th on Fox.
It's the home of beer, football, cheese, and now Wednesday night comedy. This fall, Wisconsin is where the laughs live.
You're allergic to eggs.
Hey, pretty lady. Like what you see? That 70s Show and A Minute with Stan Hooper.
Look! It's your head made out of cheese!
Holy Lord. Wednesday nights, come for the laughs, stay for the cheese.
Damn it, Hooper, you're shredding us like mozzarella.
It all begins Wednesday, October 29th on Fox.
Yard looks great.
As a United Way volunteer, Jeff Garcia participates in a local neighborhood watch program.
Hey, how you doing?
It doesn't matter that he's not really the biggest NFL player.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Drew.
They were sort of hoping for alignment.
Easy, big boy.
What matters is the neighborhood's safer and the community's better.
Hey, Jeff. Need any directions? No, I got it, Larry. Okay. Woodland Drive.
You don't have to be Jeff Garcia to make a difference in your community.
This is a local news update from Fox 17 News at 10.
Thanks for joining us for this halftime report. I'm Amy Turner. Topping the news at this hour, MDOT is going to widen a stretch of M45, and there's a choice: allow nighttime construction work or deal with more traffic backups. The Grand Rapids City Commission would have to approve the night work. MDOT says if it's allowed, traffic will flow better in the daytime, and it'll be finished a season earlier. Neighbors aren't thrilled about either choice.
My concern is, you know, the nighttime is their hours they want to work is exactly when I sleep.
I work a normal business day, try to work during the day as much as I can, and you know, try to sleep at night. And I think that's going to be a little challenging.
The City Commission votes on Tuesday. The colder weather is taking a toll on the homeless. Local shelters are getting busy. Occupancy at Mel Trotter Ministries is 40% higher than this time last year, mostly because of the weather. The food pantry is also operating at bare bones. That demand usually goes up in the winter as well. And the cold weather is going to be a little tougher on all of us this year. The Michigan Public Service Commission has been warning of higher natural gas prices. The average heating bill last season ran between $120 and $150 a month, but experts say it could be up by $30 or more. That's due to below normal supply and increasing demand. Utility companies and the state have programs to help low-income families pay the bills. Coming up tonight after the baseball game, a move to change the state constitution to ban gay marriage. Plus, Straight Talk with a 22-year-old from Grand Rapids establishing a free press in Iraq. Peter Chan will be along with a warmer work week forecast, and Brent and Tim will have all the sports highlights, including post-game sound from the Lions locker room. That's on the Fox 17 sports ticket after the news. That does it for now. We'll see you back here tonight for a late edition of Fox 17 News at 10. That's after the baseball game. Take care.
This has been a local news update from Fox 17 News at 10.
Sunday, Sunday, see Big Eddie haul trees in his fuel injected Hemi Dodge Ram 1500. Sunday, Sunday, Big Eddie picks up stuff in his...
To my oldest son, I leave the chateau on the French Riviera. To my only daughter, the Manhattan penthouse. To my youngest son, I bequeath 150 acres of uninhabitable swampland.
Terrible. Yes!
With its amazing four-wheel drive capabilities, Jeep Grand Cherokee can make even the most unappealing terrain a lot more desirable. Check one out today.
You're watching watching Fox 17, West Michigan's Fox.
3rd and 15. Maddox looking downfield as well as looking real classy in that authentic heavyweight nylon mesh jersey. He spots Burroughs, who makes an amazing fashion statement in a jersey that's rugged yet tasteful, tough yet trendy. That's a grass stain. Warm water and tumble dry low. That's a nice game ball, too.
Get whatever's on the field by calling 877-NFL-SHOP. For a free team catalog of NFL gear, call now or visit NFL Shop on NFL.com.
Cowher's got to be happy with that stylish hat polo shirt combo.
Halftime in San Francisco. 49ers leading the Lions by the score of 17-10. Ryan, a tale of 2 quarters. 49ers dominated the first. Lions came back in the second.
Yeah, I thought the Lions did a good job of just surviving that early assault, surviving the first interception from Joe Harrington, where San Francisco jumped on it, but they've hung in there. There's 30 good minutes of football left. Anybody can win this game right now. I think it's whoever can get their offense on track right now, because there's points out there on the board on both sides.
Lions cutting the deficit from 17 to 7. Moments ago, our Jennifer Hammond spoke with Steve Mariucci.
All right, Steve, you know a thing or two about comebacks in this ballpark. What's it going to take to complete this one in the second half?
Well, I thought we had a pretty good second quarter there. Move the sticks, move the ball, made some plays, and we got to continue to do that now. Our defense is starting to stiffen up a little bit, and we just got to play football and play as well as we can. They're a good football team.
How does it feel to be back on this field coaching again?
Feels great. I'm anxious to get in there and get ready to go.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. Guys?
All right, thanks, Jennifer. Jennifer chatting with Steve just following the second quarter before he went into the locker room. What do you think he said to the Lions at halftime?
Well, I think he just said, look, we got to build on what we just did here in the second quarter. We made some things happen. I think the big thing is defensively, they've stopped the 49ers here in the second quarter. Made a couple of good defensive stops.
Short kickoff scooped up by Williams. And he brings it back out to the 27-yard line. 17-yard return. Rod Babers, drafted by the Giants, picked up by the Lions, made the stop on special teams. Well, Garcia went to Owens early, but not necessarily often.
No, 3 catches early there in the first quarter. One of them here for this touchdown. Lost his footing, came up and got the first touchdown of the game. Little makeup there in the end zone. Couple love taps between the 2 of them.
Thrown to 5 times, 3 catches. Garrison Hurst back in. Injured his right leg, a right leg contusion towards the end of the first half. Owens in motion. From the 27 on first down, it's Hurst. And Garrison gains 3 out to the 30-yard line. 2nd and 7 upcoming. Jeff Garcia in the first half completed 7 of his first 9 passes, but was 0 for his last 4, including an interception, which led to a Lions score.
Yeah, you know, and that interception may come back and haunt this football team, because I thought Owens quit on the route, and he stopped and he short-armed it, and when they go back and look at it on tape, Troy comes back to win this game. There's going to be words said about that route, you know, that effort by the wide receiver.
2nd and 7. Hurst looking to bounce it to the outside, and fights his way back to the 30-yard line. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Player down for the 49ers right now. I can't. Yeah, it looks like
Sean Rogers.
Yeah, Sean Rogers right now.
Rogers, 3rd-year defensive tackle out of Texas.
Been playing good football for him too as well. I mean, this is the team that has really been hurt by injuries. You give Matt Millen a lot of credit here since the start of training camp. The guys that they've been able to bring off the street that have come in and helped this team at least fill in the holes. I mean, guys like Otis Smith that they brought in, and Dan Wilkinson and Rod Babers and Alex Moore. A lot of guys right off the street that have come in and helped fill some of the holes that have been because of injuries.
Believe it or not, thanks in large part to the addition of these guys, the Lions are the oldest team in the NFC, but Steve Mariucci said, well, because of guys like Harrington and Rogers, we feel like a young team.
Well, they're young at key positions, but, you know, I mean, when you lose 3 of the top 4 cornerbacks during training camp, and I mean, it's nice to be able to go out and find a guy like Otis Smith, who also, by the way, today is their backup punter. Otis said, hey, the more you can do, say Roger's going to be okay.
And to show you how long Otis has been around, he was a teammate of yours with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was a athlete at the University of Missouri. He was a guy that was never supposed to make it. He was a free agent with the Eagles, and all he's done is play in a couple Super Bowls and make interceptions in some of the biggest games that have been played.
3rd down and 8. Niners have to get to the 37. Garcia lost the football. Looks like Mike Carey has ruled an incomplete pass. Arm was moving forward.
It's Barrett Green coming right in the middle. That ball came right out of his hands. I don't know if I think that ball was out before his arm was going forward. That looks like more of a fumble than an incomplete pass.
What does it look like?
It was ruled an incomplete pass. Now an incomplete pass can be challenged.
Yeah, and then Moose just threw down the flag, and he should.
Any pass ruled incomplete can be challenged. And Steve Mariucci threw the red flag, so Mike Carey will take a look at it.
I mean, if that ball's coming back and it's out. That ball was never going forward. Now, I mean, I guess there's some judgment there about how long the ball was in his hands before any kind of movement going forward, but that's a fumble. That's a loose ball.
Looks like Robert Porcher recovered.
Looks like Porcher fell on it.
Now another question, Brian, is did any of the officials blow a whistle? If a whistle was blown before the Lions recovered, then the Lions would not be able to get the football.
Well, remember, we talked to Mike Carey before the game in the truck, and he said as he comes in to make the announcement.
The ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. Detroit is not challenging the play because they could only get the ball if it was caught in the air if it had been a fumble. Therefore, there is no challenge, no charge timeout, 4th down.
So the only way the Lions would have been able to get the football following a challenge is if they caught the ball in the air, since it was ruled an incomplete pass. Good explanation by Mike Carey.
Yep.
Mike went over and explained the situation to Steve Mariucci, so the Lions do not lose a timeout. They will get the ball back. Fielded by Hakeem at the 25-yard line. Turns upfield and is tackled at the 31 by Arnez Battle. 46-yard punt, 5 yards on the return.
Tired of endless searches for low fares? Introducing Southwest Shortcut. Shows you exactly which days our lowest fares are available. Only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Did you know that a car hitting a wall at 40 miles per hour hits with the same force as if it fell off a 5-story building?
It's not easy getting through to teenagers today.
So at Liberty Mutual, we produced a video especially for teens about car safety, because we'll do whatever it takes to keep them safe on the road.
Liberty Mutual, it's more than insurance. It's insurance in action.
Now for 60 miles per hour. Wasn't that fun?
A definite edge. Cadillac CTS. Breakthrough.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac. Bold vehicles defying convention.
'49ers had a 17-0 lead. Lions with 10 unanswered points in the second quarter. A handoff to Olandis Gary. And Gary picks up a first down as he bowled right over Zach Bronson for a gain of 14.
Yeah, you know, this is what the Lions wanted to do from the beginning. When you get back into a game, you can stay with the game plan. Nice job of Beckus turning out Andre Carter. They get a nice turn-up block there by Schlesinger. Well, Landis Gary coming back from that knee injury in Denver, but certainly Rookie of the Year, his first year there.
Gained over 1,000 yards as a rookie back in '99. Harrington's pass is caught at midfield by Charles Rogers. Gain of 6.
A lot of Joe Harrington here in the first half. That play right there, that throw to Rogers that got tipped and Ricks caught it. That seemed to kind of light the Lions' fire a little bit. Harrington, as usual, always runs to greet the receiver in the end zone after a touchdown throw.
As we saw Garcia do on the touchdown pass to Owens early. 2nd and 3. Penalty marker as Gary picks up the first down. Another flag. So 2 penalty flags.
There are 2 fouls, both on Detroit, both holding. Holding number 73 and holding number 82. 73 is declined, 82 is accepted. 10 yards, still remains 2nd down.
So the right tackle, Stockar McDougal, and the tight end, Casey Fitzsimmons, both caught holding.
Yeah, you know, one thing about the 49ers, they're not going to stay in front of you. That's a defense that's going to move, they're going to angle, they're going to stunt constantly because they're not big enough to stay in front of the offensive line of Detroit. So when they move, you've got to move with them. There's Fitzsimmons here, and he's got a hold of Ulbrich. Kind of a cheat call, but going to back him up 10 yards.
Now how did Mike Carey decide which hold was going to be accepted?
I think he took the rookie. You know,
study the depth chart, picked the rookie.
Yeah, picked it on the rookie. Seniority to the veteran.
Forces the Lions back 10 yards. Back to their own 40. Harrington on 2nd and 13. Complete up at the 49-yard line to Charles Rogers. Forced out of bounds about 5 yards shy of the marker.
Yeah, watch just the protection here. You're looking at Raiola here and Ray Brown at age 40 taking on his former teammate here. Bryant Young does a good job of mashing him in there.
Didn't his kids play with Bryant Young's kids the other day?
Yeah, you know, Ray Brown, I mean, he got a 2-week reprieve from Steve Mariucci. He didn't have to come to camp the first 2 weeks. Age 40, you get the first 2 weeks off. He said his legs are really fresh.
Now he gets to go at it with Bryant Young. Harrington 7 for his last 8. Make it 8 for 9, but 2 yards shy of the first down is Oz Hakeem.
Yeah, you know, and Harrington comfortable. Not enough for that first down right there. I mean, you got to kind of know where the sticks are. You don't have to rush that throw. Was no pressure on him. He just needs to be more patient on that. Wait for things to open up. Steve explaining it to him.
Hanson's punt. Fair catch called for at the 12-yard line by Jimmy Williams. Heading the 49ers deep in their own territory.
KSRX Performance Utility. Breakthrough.
Dear DirecTV, since 1995, I've had NFL Sunday Ticket. I haven't missed 1 second of any Colts game since. My wife has a horse. Its name, Peyton, of course. Sincerely, Jimmy Jablonski.
They sent a photo. I think we found our DirecTV mascot.
NFL Sunday Ticket, only from DirecTV. Act now and get a 3-room DirecTV system, including equipment and installation, free.
Wardrobe.
I just want to run away. I do. I'd go anywhere with you.
His father is the district attorney.
He wants to ruin our family. He wants to destroy my business.
Can you imagine what will happen if the press gets a hold of this? They would ruin me. They would ruin you.
Why does it matter who our parents are?
You tell your son to keep his filthy hand off my daughter.
Every politician needs a target.
You cannot see this girl again ever.
The rich man's dead.
What have I done?
I love you.
I love you too.
Skin, a new series, premieres Monday, October 20th on Fox.
Next week, Fox NFL Sunday begins with America's #1 pregame show. Washington Redskins will host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Some of you will see the Eagles and the Cowboys from Dallas. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
4 undefeated teams left. Indianapolis, of course, plays tomorrow night in Tampa, but Kansas City holds off Denver there in Kansas City. Minnesota, well, they're very good right now.
Garcia's pass complete to Ty Streets, but Otis Smith was right there to make the tackle after a gain of just 4.
Yeah, you look at those undefeated teams and how things can turn around so quickly in this league. Carolina, you know, last year struggled to get 7 wins after winning their first 3. But that fit of Stephen Davis there in Carolina, together with that defensive front, that's a good formula anywhere you go, because that defense travels well.
4-0 start under second-year head coach John Fox. Second down and 6. Owens has not caught a pass since first play of the second quarter.
Oh, he's got him now.
Wide open. Incomplete off his fingertips.
That's really when Garcia and Owens have hooked up so often, is when the play breaks down. And Dre Bly kind of took his eyes off Owens here. Just for that hesitant, and Owens went deep.
And some boos coming down, Brian, from this 49ers crowd after the incompletion.
Well, Garcia knows he missed it. I mean, he had the ability to keep the play alive, and nobody will get down more than himself on himself than whatever this crowd says.
3 wide receivers on 3rd down and 6. Garcia spins away from trouble and is hit hard at the 22, close to the marker. Pops right back up. Hit by the combination of Boss Bailey and Barrett Green.
Well, this is the Warrior and Garcia here. Well, I tell you, Detroit tattooed him, and that's when he kind of, I mean, he said it's called organized chaos, and that's what it looked like there. I mean, Detroit did a great job of bottling him up, pressure right in front of his face, forcing him to get out.
And Garcia did pick up the first down, not by much. Harrison Hurst forced back.
You know, when Garcia heard that quote from Owens this week about the team doesn't have any heart, he took that to heart. And when you see Garcia splattered on this field and fighting for a first down and scrambling to stay alive, I mean, that's all that kid has, is heart. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks that got a lot more ability in this league than he does. You know, and he said that he's the oldest guy in this team now, and he has survived a lot of hits like that, and he wants to survive a lot more.
He is the oldest 49er at the age of 33. Complete. And then dropped. Incomplete. Aaron Walker. He took a step, perhaps two, but these days in the NFL, you have to take three.
3 steps, yeah. They said you got to make a football move, but balls caught in the middle of the field that come out, they are not going to have much leeway. They're going to call this an incomplete. Yeah, that ball's out. That's a good call.
And we talked to Mike Carey about
those
that exact play before the game.
Yeah, they're going to emphasize that. Used to be you could take 2 steps across the middle, the ball get knocked out, it would be a fumble. They don't want any cheap fumbles out here.
49ers call timeout. You wonder if their coaches want to take a look at it, decide whether or not to challenge.
To guarantee their verdict, they hired an expert from the outside.
Find something on every one of them.
But the one thing they didn't predict was someone on the inside.
The jury's mine, and I can push it either way for a price.
From the best-selling thriller by John Grisham, John Cusack, I can't protect you. Gene Hackman.
I want you to find her.
Dustin Hoffman.
I know you're playing both sides.
Rachel Weisz.
Anyone can be gotten to.
You're losing me, my jury!
Runaway Jury, directed by Gary Fleeter, rated PG-13. October 17th.
When you care about your car, you want to keep it protected. No one understands that like your State Farm agent.
We live where you live.
That's why more people insure their cars with State Farm than anyone else, because we care about you the way you care about your car.
Beautiful. Why did Car and Driver name it Best Luxury SUV for 2003? Well, there's this. 4X Motion all-wheel drive.
Beautiful.
Touareg, the Volkswagen that does what other Volkswagens don't.
The summer's biggest sensation, The OC, returns Wednesday, October 29th on Fox.
Well, Jeff Garcia got off to a good start, but he's been pressured over the last quarter and a half by the Lions front.
Lions doing a good job of keeping him from escaping the pocket quickly and then getting a lot of good hits on him.
Garcia just 1 completion, his last 8 attempts. Down he goes. Barrett Green with his first sack of the season.
Give a lot of credit to Kurt Schottenheimer dialing this one up. This is a good blitz because Barrett Green comes from depth. He's going to come here and delay and then come free. And you see, they got a tight end in there, Jed Weaver, but he's not used to being in that position. He's a tight end. He's being asked to almost be like a running back there. Barrett Green ran right by him. He said pressure in the middle, get right in the face of Garcia quickly. So he can't escape the pocket and get comfortable. He gets claustrophobic. He has to avoid all the defenders before he feels good about throwing a football.
LaFleur punting from his own 5. Taken at midfield by Hakeem. And he brings it back to the San Francisco 40. Setting up terrific field position for the Lions. They trail by 7.
They said its off-road capabilities verged on overkill.
Touareg.
They said others may be as quick, capable, and handle as sharply, but few can match it on all of the above.
Touareg.
They said it was everything you could want in a luxury SUV, but for 20 grand less. In fact, the only thing the experts couldn't say was the name.
Touareg.
Introducing the Touareg, easily named Car and Driver's Best Luxury SUV for 2003.
Here's the fun and the original ones. Dr. Pepper, Cindy Lauper. The taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, salutes individuality. Gives life high.
know, some interesting facts about Delaware, guys. It was the first state to ratify the Constitution. Thank you, forefathers. Man, am I glad we wrote that thing up. Each article, I mean, we'll cover all the articles, but... North Carolina. Horse population of 220,000. A lot of hooves, too, almost 1 million. A lot of hay. What is hay, exactly? Is it wheat? I dated a girl named Georgia. Had to break
For
it
when
off,
you
though.
need it most, our longest-lasting Energizer Max ever.
After that, I told myself...
Do you have the bunny
I am
inside?
not dating girls named after states.
Fox NFL Sunday, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. By Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. BU Nothing's Better, Dr. Pepper. By Runaway Jury, October 17th, only in theaters. And by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Back in San Francisco, Detroit Lions will start on the 49ers' 40-yard line. Lions have lost 18 consecutive road games. They have not won on the road since December of 2000 against the Jets. Harrington had the pass knocked down by Bryant Young. Well, with those 18 consecutive road losses, just 5 shy of the NFL record since 1966, held by the Houston Oilers back in the early 1980s. Lions went 0-8 on the road last year under Marty Morningweg, 0-8 in 2001 under Morningweg. Lost on the road this season in Green Bay and in Denver.
Yeah, the last coach of Detroit to win on the road was Gary Moeller in that interim role after Bobby Ross resigned.
Bryson loses 2 yards on 2nd and 10. 3rd and 12 upcoming.
You know, they were in a similar situation last week. I mean, they had a chance to win a game up in Denver. You know, it was almost hard to believe, but they felt like they played well, but they couldn't make any plays there in the 4th quarter. When they had Denver kind of just the way they got San Francisco right now, a chance to make a play, nobody was able to make it.
And the Lions wound up losing that game to the Broncos 20-16. They missed an extra point, which would have tied the score at 17 in the 4th quarter. Lions have to get to the 30 for a first down. 4 wide receiver set. And Harrington's throw is dropped by Bryson. He had Bryson going across the middle, but would not have had nearly enough for the first down.
No, not enough for the first down or for field goal range or anything. And it seems right now that Joe, he wants to get rid of that ball too quickly. I mean, he's had great protection. The offensive line is protected. He's got time back there. Allow things to develop a little bit more. Give it a little bit more time for those plays to develop down the field.
Low snap. Jason Hansen punting for the 5th time. And it hits a Lion. And is down on the 12-yard line. Hit the shoulder of Wally Rayner. And then was down. Only a 21-yard punt by Hansen.
You know what you never see in car commercials? Real cars. Cars that have been around the block a few times. The kinds of cars that need Castrol GTX high mileage. Specially engineered to protect against oil burnoff better than other leading motor oils. Castrol GTX high mileage. It helps older cars feel young again.
I want to thank you guys for coming out. Oh, Jamie, why don't you tell us what's new in IT? Try to keep it short.
Oh, well, we just implemented DFS and a new SAN. And also, we enabled shadow copy for shared folders on our file servers. It enables users to get back lost documents on their own without calling IT. And it'll save us hundreds of thousands of dollars, which...
It'll do what?
With new Windows Server 2003, you can do more with less.
Automated system recovery.
As a United Way volunteer, Darren Howard helps out in a drama program that helps kids express themselves.
Action.
Badges? We don't need anything of badges.
Well, that was a good one.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Microsoft. Your potential, our passion.
Six and a half remaining third quarter. 49ers leading by a touchdown. Play action on first down, and Garcia incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Jed Weaver. Well, coming up tonight, Game 5 of the National League Division Series. Chicago Cubs and Atlanta Braves at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Kerry Wood and Mike Hampton, the pitching matchup. Winner will move on to take on the Florida Marlins in the NLCS. That's tonight, Game 5, Cubs and Braves on Fox. Garcia just 1 for his last 9. Owens in motion. And Garcia attempting the handoff to Hurst. Lost the football, then Hurst pounces on it for a loss of 3, and the fans continue to show their displeasure.
Well, a sloppy play all the way around. There's a couple times they've laid the ball on the ground today. I mean, that's day 1 of training camp, but Garcia's dropped a shotgun snap today. They're just wasting it down, going straight to third down here.
Look at Garcia's numbers. On the 49ers' last 5 drives, they have gained a total of 38 yards. 4 punts and an interception. Have to get to the 30 for a first down. Over the top to Hurst, but he is stopped 3 yards shy of the marker, and the Niners will punt once again.
Yeah, you know, and Garcia just doesn't look comfortable at all. I mean, he's not doing what he likes to do. He's not charging the pocket. The Lions are doing a good job of keeping him bottled up there, and then he just looks way too frenetic. Won't slow the feet down. Look at the feet there. I mean, when your feet are moving like that, your mind is racing like that.
Now with Oz Hakeem out due to dehydration, Dre Bly is back in single safety for the Lions. Hakeem's return is probable. LaFleur will punt from his own 15. End over end, scooped up by Bly. Down the sidelines. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 15-yard return by Bly following the 41-yard punt by LaFleur. Red Sox over the A's 5-4. Red Sox forcing a decisive game, Game 5. Tomorrow night on Fox at either 4 or 8, depending on whether or not the Yankees eliminate the Twins today. If the Twins come back and they trail 7-1 in the 8th, Fox would have the Twins and Yankees at 8. But if the Yankees hang on, Red Sox and A's will play at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific tomorrow on Fox.
You're on top of your baseball, Kenny. It's a good time of the year.
Well, the Yankees lost Game 1. They came back to win Games 2 and 3. And a big hole for Olandis Gary down to the 49ers 43-yard line, a gain of 11. Well, the A's once again, Brian, having trouble in potential series clinching games. Lost 7 straight.
Well, when I came out here on Thursday, that's all anybody wanted to talk about was the Giants and the A's. The Giants are out and the A's can't clinch right now.
Raiders lost. 49ers lead is in jeopardy. You and I were out here last year doing a 49ers game against Arizona on the night when the Giants lost Game 7 of the World Series to the Angels.
Lost to the Angels. The Rally Monkeys were big, and that's what the Lions are trying to do, to end this 18-game losing skid going on for over 2 years, and they're going to try to find their way, find their own Rally Monkey right now. Well, I tell you, Harrington is in a pretty good rhythm right here. They haven't gotten to him. He's not ruffled. I mean, he's got time to throw the football.
From the 41. Lions keep it on the ground with Bryson. Nice push down to the 35-yard line. Gained of 6 before he was brought down by Derek Smith. So the Lions and Steve Mariucci now facing a 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, and this is that type of down right now that if you want to keep running it, I mean, you can dial it up again. Because right now, the scoops, that means 2 linemen coming together to take on 1 defensive lineman. They're very good at it, especially Ray Brown and Raiola, right down the middle.
Ray Brown still going strong at the age of 40. Went to his first Pro Bowl 2 years ago as a San Francisco 49er.
Yeah, and I think he's happier than ever.
3rd down and 2 for the Lions. Harrington looking to throw. And the pass incomplete, a bit low, intended for Schrader. Down at the 25-yard line. Do the Lions go for it, Brian?
Well, I think they're right in that area of the field right now. I think it's too far for a field goal with Jason Hanson, although he's kicked 23 over 50 yards in his career.
This would be a 52-yard attempt, and it looks like the Lions will go for it.
Yeah. Nice job that time by the 49ers, just plastering the receivers, not giving Harrington any opening.
They also would be kicking into the wind.
Yeah.
So a good decision here by Steve Mariucci. 4th down and 2. Short drop, pump fake, throw, intercepted. Intercepted by Tony Parrish. We heard whistles. Parrish down at the 6. You heard a whistle, Brian?
Yeah. I don't see anybody taking it back, though.
One of the officials was knocked down along the far sideline. And the question is, did Parrish step out of bounds? I think he did.
Yeah, it looks like
because the official threw his hat, which would signify that Parrish stepped out of bounds.
Charlie Rogers trying to find that dead spot between the corner and the safety, and Tony Parrish saw that ball float and jumped on it. Does he step out of bounds? Right there, it looks like it.
Another look?
Yeah. Pretty good.
Looked like he did.
1st down.
He did step out. First interception of the season for the former Chicago Bear, who picked off 7 passes last season. So the line of scrimmage will be the 37-yard line of the Detroit Lions.
Well, you give the Lions credit. They got aggressive on 4th and 2. They got a good pump fake. They got Rodgers behind the defense. I think maybe Harrington just waited a little too long to get rid of that ball.
And a 38-yard return by Parrish. 2nd time Harrington has been picked off this afternoon. So a short field for the 49ers, who lead by just 7. And they have had their problems offensively since the 1st quarter.
Well, they're not in rhythm. And when they get into rhythm, it usually starts with the running game. They're going to come out throwing.
Penalty marker as Garcia dumped it off to Barlow. And Barlow takes it down to the 27-yard line, gain of 11. But there is a flag. 49ers celebrating.
Holding. Defense number 96. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic. 1st down.
Brian, you asked Mike Carey earlier about defensive holding.
Yeah, I said, are you calling it this year? Because it's supposed to be a point of emphasis, but I don't agree with a lot of the defensive holds. You got to let the guys play out there. James Hall down here at the bottom. He's in a swim move. I mean, he's swimming inside. It's a stunt up front, and he's just trying to go inside on the play.
Correction. It was a pass play. The holding is a previous spot enforcement, only 5-yard penalty. They declined that penalty. The result of the play was a 1st down.
So the 49ers take the play, which is an 11-yard pickup by Barlow. By the way, Mike Carey rooting for the Cubs. His daughter Danica Went to high school with Cubs pitcher Mark Pryor down in San Diego.
Mike Carey from the West Coast out here. Business down in San Diego. Ski equipment.
Yes, sells ski equipment in San Diego. Garcia, complete. Brandon Lloyd, his first NFL reception. 4th-round draft pick out of Illinois, and it's good for a 26-yard pickup.
Well, they got Alex Molden out there on the corner, and Molden was caught looking in the backfield, and Garcia, for the first time since about the first quarter, found an open receiver. Alex Molden, one of those guys that were brought in by Steve Mariucci a couple of weeks ago to fill a hole. Ryan Walker, good job of just keeping him out of the end zone.
Molden, the longtime Saint. 1st and goal. Off the fake to Barlow. Garcia walks it in. Touchdown, 49ers. Lions went for the fake. And Garcia scores his 2nd rushing touchdown this season.
And what a turnaround here. Detroit going in, trying to take control of the game on 4th and 2, throw the interception. Tony Parrish runs it back. And then the throw to the rookie Brandon Lloyd, and then the bootleg. So a huge turnaround in a swing in a matter of seconds in this game.
49ers score their 2nd touchdown following an interception. Huntsman adds the extra point. 49ers lead is now 24-10.
Everybody bite on Kevin Barlow. Good call by Garcia, by Greg Knapp. Good ball mechanics by Garcia, hiding the ball. All set up by a good defensive play. And that's why it's such a team game. I mean, everybody playing together.
You don't hear much. You don't hear much about Greg Knapp, the offensive coordinator, as we take another look at the interception. And the return by Parrish, 38-yard return, which set up the touchdown run by Garcia. But Knapp is a young coordinator, but he was here during the George Seifert regime. Started as a quality control coach. Mariucci took over. He became the quarterback's coach. He said Steve Young taught him the system in the early years. And then he was named offensive coordinator by Mariucci, and Dennis Erickson kept him on.
Yeah, you know, he got a shot here really with Mariucci to call plays and, you know, to have a real role in the coaching fraternity here. He thought that from the outside in that everybody else was panicking. He didn't feel a need to panic because he thought that within the team there was great leadership here. Guys like Garrison Hurst and Derek Deese, you know, Bryant Young. I mean, guys that he thought had a good pulse in this football team.
Just over 1 minute to play, 3rd quarter. Lions were driving with a chance to tie the score, but Harrington intercepted on 4th and 2. And the Lions will start from their own 40 as the kickoff bounced out of bounds. Good job by Colburn in not picking it up. Let it roll out of bounds, and the Lions will have terrific field position.
Well, nobody knows this 49er defense and this team better than Steve Mariucci, and you'd think right now, by now, that he'd find some little weakness in that defense that they could go after and exploit. And I mean, it's still out there, and the weakness of this 49er team is pass coverage. And they rely on blitzing and a lot of team speed to try to cover up for that. But I don't believe that they've really done a good job so far of picking on a guy like Mike Grumpf, that everybody goes after and will continue to go after until he shows he can shut down good receivers.
Grumpf matched up with Bill Schrader. From the 40, Orlandis Gary. Gain of 2 up the middle as we check in with James Brown in Los Angeles. JB.
Hey, Kenny, ball game all tied in Philadelphia. Patrick Ramsey looking for a little throwback hit. It is picked off by Indy Kalu. He takes it 15 yards to pay dirt, and it is Philadelphia on top of Washington by 7. That in the 3rd. Back to Kenny and Brian.
Well, you talk about reunion weeks. That's Indy Kalu, a former Redskin, taking one back against his team and Still trying to win that first game at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. It looks like that crowd isn't doing too much booing this afternoon.
Harrington up the middle, complete for a first down to the tight end, Casey Fitzsimmons, out of Carroll College in Montana. Played 8-man football in high school. And Fitzsimmons picks up the first down on the final play of the third quarter in 49ers territory. Well, the 49ers have extended their lead over Steve Mariucci's Lions as we head to the fourth.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Small business owners don't have an off switch. Ideas don't stop coming at 5 o'clock. And breakthroughs often happen on weekends. Now you can get a long-distance rate that's on whenever you are. Introducing SBC Long Distance for Business. Just 3.6 cents a minute with a 1-year term, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. Guaranteed. Seeing small business differently. SBC.
It's smart to print your boarding pass before you get to the airport. It's smart to choose the seat you want to sit in. It's smart to do things the easy way. Northwest Airlines. Now you're flying smart.
You've seen them before, but never like this. Introducing the Platinum Series from Chrysler. Dressed up with a stunning metallic finish, an exquisite leather-trimmed interior, and chrome wheels and accents. Plus our powertrain limited warranty. And now get special Platinum discounts and choose either 0% financing or a generous cash allowance. Come see what's transformed at your Chrysler dealer today.
Tonight on Fox 17 at 10, it's baseball. After the game, it's news.
Back in San Francisco as we head to the fourth quarter. We want to take a moment to thank the men who have been bringing you the pictures, the sounds, and the graphics from San Francisco. Mike Ratus, Win Bernfeld, Mark Lawford, Randy Carr, Mike Norris, Joe Flynn, Paul Kelly, John Warner, and Chris Castro. Thanks, guys. The offensive leaders.
We're nothing without them, Kenny. We're nothing without those guys.
Got a look at the Lions offensive leaders. Harrington, 15 completions. He's gone to 8 different receivers. And Gary looking to turn the corner. Penalty marker as Gary is knocked out of bounds by Zach Bronson at the 36-yard line after a gain of 9.
Yeah, you're good. There are 2 fouls for holding by the offense. Number 84 is declined. Holding number 79 is accepted. 10-yard penalty remains first down.
That's the second time the Lions have been called for 2 holds on the same play.
Yeah, you know, and it's a carryover from last week, and that's Billy Schrader. That's about the 3rd time in 2 games he's gotten called out there right now. Right or wrong, I mean, you got to change the way you're doing things out there on the edge. Here's Schrader out here on the edge. I mean, you're not in position against Mike Rumph. You got to let him go and make the tackle, but you can't get the play called back.
Following the penalty, first down and 20. Harrington to Rogers, complete at the San Francisco 41. Mike Rumph made the stop after a gain of 15 yards.
That's a good throw, and good play right here, just down the seam, working on Rumph. The ball was thrown perfectly. Low and away from the defender. Rogers went down to get it. Got a big chunk of that first penalty back.
Rogers' 4th catch of the day. Now 2nd and 5 from the 41. Lions trailing by 14. Harrington complete to Schlesinger, the fullback. And Corey picks up the first down. Down at the 31-yard line. of the 49ers, gain of 10.
Detroit that time caught San Francisco in just a shift with their safeties. As they tried to drop a safety down, they threw right behind it. You see the safety comes down, and here comes Schlesinger right out of the backfield. They're dropping the safety down because they think Detroit's going to run. And a nice little rub right there going and allow Schlesinger to get wide open.
Lions on the move from the 31-yard line. Olandis Gary leans forward for 2 yards down to the 29. Zach Bronson came up from the free safety position to make the stop. Lions get off to a slow start. They turn the ball over on the second play of the game. An interception by Ahmed Plummer. 49ers led 10-0 after one. They led 17-0 early in the second quarter. Steve Mariucci's Lions then scored 10 in a row prior to halftime. And then Harrington picked off for the second time, led to the last 49er touchdown. 2nd and 8. Harrington lofting one up, and it's caught by the tight end Michael Ricks, who's had a big day. Ricks picks up a first down at the 12-yard line, gain of 17.
Yeah, you know, and Harrington's walking around out there like he expects to win this game. This is a good flip. That ball, again, thrown before the receiver went to look for it. That's a trust right there that you have with the receiver. I mean, even after throwing a couple of interceptions today, to come back and throw that ball down the middle with your receiver not looking, I mean, that's a trust. That's something that you build on for next week and a week after that.
Michael Ricks, Brian, with 4 catches for 76 yards. From the 12. Harrington rolling right. And then throws. It's caught and brought down to the 2-yard line by Casey Fitzsimmons. Tried to reach across for the goal line, but was out of bounds at the 2.
You know, and just watching Harrington, there's no panic in this kid at all today. I mean, I think he on the road right now, he feels the pressure. He's not panicking. He's staying with his reads, allowing guys to uncover. They haven't been able to get to him at all today. He's only been sacked, what, 4 times all year so far?
He's the NFL's all-time record holder in fewest sacks per pass play.
Yeah.
Been sacked only 11 times, and this is 17th start. Schlesinger and Gary in the backfield. Schrader and Rogers split to the left. Now Rogers goes in motion. From the 2, Gary takes it in for the touchdown. He broke away from Parrish, who thought he had him wrapped up. Olandis Gary scores his first touchdown as a Detroit Lion.
It's a great series by the Lions to come back after that, the interception and then the touchdown by San Francisco to cut this thing back to 1 score. Nothing fancy, stayed within the offense, Kenny, nothing special, just good execution.
Brian Joey Harrington on the drive, perfect, 4 of 4, 47 yards. Good work by Olandis Gary. And the Detroit Lions, looking to break their 18-game road losing streak, are back to within a touchdown. The reaction from General Manager Matt Millen.
Sunday, Sunday, see Big Eddie haul trees in his fuel-injected Hemi Dodge Ram 1500. Sunday, Sunday, Big Eddie picks up stuff in his 345-horsepower Hemi Dodge Ram. Sunday, Sunday, going fishing in a Hemi-powered Ram.
Morning, Ed.
Monday, Monday.
You gotta stop.
Looking so long at these pictures of you, you never hold on to your heart. Looking so long for the words to be true, you're always just breaking apart like pictures of you.
Welcome to HP Digital Photography. HP, invent.
Wireless troubles?
My phone works here, not there. Same with voicemail, email.
Sprint is different.
All your services work the same wherever you go on the most complete, all-digital, advanced wireless network in the nation. And all the calls are clear.
So everything works.
And this will never happen again.
PCS from Sprint. Try the nation's most complete wireless network.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. By HP. HP technology, services, and people help make more things more possible. By Subway. Good so you don't always have to be. Subway. Eat fresh. And by new Gillette Sensor 3.
8-play, 60-yard drive as the Lions once again pulled to within a touchdown.
Yeah, you know, and they got some balance in that offense right there, Kenny. They ran it 4 times. They threw it 4. You know, and then it was positive yards. They overcame the penalty. Boy, it's right down the middle, isn't it? Holy man. That's too perfect.
I don't think I've ever seen
double
that
vision there
this late in the game.
Yeah, I need to have that kind of account.
Kickoff taken at the 18-yard line by Sean Moran. Backup defensive lineman.
He takes
a couple of high fives along the sidelines. 16-yard return.
Doesn't happen very often.
Donald, you shouldn't eat that way. It's okay, I had Subway for lunch.
Subway, delicious low-fat sandwiches, so you can feel good about being good and okay about being bad.
There's no easy way to say this.
Just kidding. You're fine. It's okay. I had Subway. I can't look at your face.
Subway, good so you don't always have to be.
Hey, Donovan! Surprise! It's not my yard.
If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be. Visa.
Hey, you!
Proud sponsor of the NFL.
I break for yard sales.
I break for little old ladies. Donuts.
Boys.
UFOs. I break for free oil changes.
Visit your local Midas mechanic now and get a free oil change with any Midas brake job. That's free oil and filter with any new brakes.
This Friday, go for the kill. Ebert and Roper give Kill Bill 2 thumbs way up.
No kidding.
Absolute dynamite. It will blow you away. Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill, rated R.
This October, Fox is telling these beautiful European women that this $11,000 a year cowboy is worth $80 million in oil. We lied. Again.
And now to the best part, he's rich.
The next Joe Millionaire, an international affair. Monday, October 20th on Fox.
Just take a look at Terrell Owens, the first 4 games over the last 5 years here. I mean, he's got more catches right now than he's ever had to start a season. Now, he hasn't had a catch since early in the second quarter. And so quite a bit of a dry spell, but Garcia hasn't been on target either.
3 receptions for Owens, including a touchdown. On first down, Garrison Hurst stumbling out to the 43-yard line. Gained 9. Earl Holmes brought him down. Owens with 2 catches on the first 49ers drive, including the touchdown. And then caught a pass first play of the second quarter, and that has been it.
Yeah, you know, and what San Francisco's missing in this offense right now is any kind of play-action pass, because Detroit is charging the line of scrimmage. They're doing it to stop the run and then keep Garcia in the pocket. And there's going to be an opening behind that linebacker in front of the safeties in the middle of the field that's available in play action.
On 2nd and 1, Robert Porcher coming up to make the tackle on Garrison Hurst. Stop shy of a first down.
Looking at Robert Porcher here, you see Otis Smith leads this team in tackles, but Porcher working against Scott Gregg at right tackle. These guys have played against each other. Right up here at the top, Porcher, good job of splitting that double team. He had a tight end, Aaron Walker, on him along with Gregg. Gregg was just telling me before the game that he has a book on all guys that he plays against. Fills in a little diary. He said he's played against Porsche 5 times before today.
Hurst, first down, penalty marker. Takes it out to the 48-yard line, tackled by James Davis.
Personal foul. Offense number 88, a leg whip. 15-yard penalty, remains third down.
That's Jed Weaver, 49ers tight end.
Jed Weaver right here working on Porsche. That's a good call. That's exactly what he did. You know, you break a leg that way, you break your own leg that way sometimes. But usually when you leg whip a guy, you don't get away with it.
We've talked throughout the afternoon about the Major League Baseball playoffs. Jed Weaver, the cousin of New York Yankees pitcher and former Detroit Tigers ace Jeff Weaver, who had his problems this season but is on the Yankees postseason roster.
Well, he said that it was good for the Yankees to get away from Yankee Stadium. They were booing him there. So it was better to go out on the road to get the win.
The 49ers, despite leading by a touchdown, have been booed throughout the second half.
Well, they haven't been able to finish games. Remember, you know, just 2 weeks ago, they were here against Cleveland. They were winning that game going to the fourth quarter, 12-0. They couldn't put the Browns away, and they came back late in that game to win that game.
And the previous week in St. Louis had a chance to defeat the Rams, lost in overtime by 3. 4 wide receivers set on third down and 16. And the pass was deflected by Kalimba Edwards. So the 49ers forced to punt. And that penalty call on Weaver was huge.
Yeah. Took him out of a makeable third down and trying to run this screen, but Kalimba Edwards gets a good hand up that time. Actually, it was a pretty good job by Sean Rogers of reading that play early. He was right out there with the offensive lineman. Good play by the defensive line today of the Lions. Doing a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage right now.
LaFleur back at his own 15. Oz Hakeem back deep. Good rush by the Lions. Taken at the 38 by Hakeem, the former St. Louis Ram, and good coverage downfield. A return of only 3 yards. Arnez Battle made the stop on special teams. Only a 33-yard punt by LaFleur.
Hey, that thing got a Hemi? You're about to find out. Excuse me. Can I have my order, please?
Dodge Ram with the legendary Hemi. Loved by those who have one, dreamt about by those who don't.
Sweet.
Retirement. It's a lot more enjoyable when Lincoln's looking out for you. See your financial advisor or call 1-877-ASK-LINCOLN for details.
Maybe I don't own a fancy building or a big shipping department yet. But Brown still takes my business seriously. I can print labels, track shipments, order a pickup right from here. And with the time I save, I can build my business. Maybe I'm not exactly part of the limousine set, but I have a driver.
Small business shipping, synchronized. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Wood and the Cubs take on Chipper and the Braves in decisive Game 5. Next.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Jeff Garcia checking out the photos. And a reminder, as you look at number 5, Game 5, Cubs and Braves from Atlanta tonight on Fox. Lions down by only 7. Start from their own 41-yard line. Olandis Gary up the middle to the 44. Pickup of 3. Well, Joey Harrington has certainly picked up the pace. Started the game, Brian, 2 for 6. But since then is 17 for 25, 189 yards.
Yeah, he's calmed down. Remember all those talk this week about, hey, does he have a bad shoulder? Didn't do a 2-minute drill in practice. The shoulder looks fine. The finger that's taped, that looks fine right now. He's getting protected. I think the big thing is they've got balance in the offense. He's not throwing it 40 or 50 times out here today.
Off the play fake, rolling right. Throws it away. Gives us a chance to check in once again with James Brown.
Hey, Kenny and Brian, the Yankees move on to the American League Championship Series thanks to a 6-run, 4-inning Alfonso Soriano capping off that inning with that 2-run single. Yankees go on to win it 8-1 and win the series. Tonight, it'll be Game 5 between the Cubs and the Braves. Kerry Wood on the mound for the Cubs, looking to help Chicago advance in the playoffs for the first time in 95 years. That'll be coming up immediately following football. Back to Kenny Albert and Brian Baldwin.
All right, JB. So the Yankees and the Marlins have advanced. A couple of Game 5s. One tonight, one tomorrow on Fox. Harrington looking for Hakeem, broken up by Tony Parrish, who had that big interception earlier.
Got a little bit of pressure that time on Harrington. Kind of forced that ball a little bit early, but one of the few times today that they've actually gotten some quick pressure. Good job by Tony Parrish playing center field today. Good aggressiveness going for that football. When it's in the air, it's anybody's ball.
Hanson's punt out of bounds. And it will be spotted at the 33-yard line. 49ers back on offense. Leading by a touchdown, only a 25-yard kick.
Celia Cruz, the queen of salsa. Queen of the salsa, like Dr. Pepper. Her inspiration is a light, and it's burning bright. The taste of Dr. Pepper. The taste of originality. Loves individuality, and gives my personality. Be you. Do what you do. Be you. Nothing's better than Dr. Pepper. You're all gonna die.
Hello? Is anybody home?
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Rated R. In theaters October 17th.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shaves better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
Someone's threatening to initiate an outbreak of a very deadly virus.
This fall,
The damage to this country would be catastrophic.
hold your breath.
They found a body that's been infected.
We have 2 hours before they release the virus.
But don't negotiate with terrorists.
Because this time,
Open the door!
the terror is contagious.
Just do it now! What happens next is on you, Jack!
The season premiere of 24, Tuesday, October 28th on Fox. Presented without commercial interruption by the next Ford F-150.
49ers go back on offense. Brian, remember that 90-yard drive, which gave San Francisco a 17-0 lead?
Sure.
Since then, 8 possessions, total of 75 yards.
Yeah. They just haven't found a rhythm. They got Owens this time. They got a pump fake. Dre Bly bit.
And Owens with his first catch since the first play of the second quarter. Down to the 38-yard line of the Lions.
Well, that's what Owens has been screaming about here, is get the ball to him down the field. The pump fake, Dre Bly trying to make a play, bites on it. This ball's still underthrown.
Excellent job with the play-by-play, Brian. I think you have a future.
No, I don't want to do that. Well, I tell you, Owens really juggled that ball, too. It wasn't a clean catch.
But it does match Garcia's longest completion of the season, 29 yards.
Well, that's what they wanted to try to get more involved in the offense, is that kind of play.
Garcia on first down, incomplete. Ty Streets started to run before he caught the ball. Otis Smith on the coverage.
Well, you know, this Detroit defense today has done a pretty good job of not giving up the big play. You know, they were about 3rd or 4th in the league of giving up the most. And with the patchwork secondary of bringing in Otis Smith and Alex Molden, Rod Babers, they've played pretty good here the last couple of weeks. And a big part is the guys up front. James Hall and Wilkinson and Sean Rogers have played real well.
2nd and 10. The give to Barlow. Still on his feet. Penalty marker. Out of bounds at the 35. After a gain of 2. But there is a flag. Holding against the 49ers.
Lions should take this penalty, back them up.
Holding, offense number 62, 10-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Jeremy Newberry out front here. It's a hold on Boss Bailey, and thought he let him go in time. A few times they pulled the center to lead the sweep today. Newberry's going to need surgery on his left ankle after the season. Had a ligament that dissolved on him. And a lot of instability inside the ankle. That wind kind of whipping up off the bay, becoming a factor.
2nd down and 20 following the penalty. Garcia takes off. Dives to the 35-yard line.
Well, that's the double threat of Garcia. That's what he likes to do. Press the front of that pocket, get up in it as quickly as he can. And what Kurt Schottenheimer said is that when he comes up in the pocket like this, he's still a passer until he tucks that ball away. And like his old Canadian Football League days, he wants to try to stay alive as long as he can.
Garcia gained 12. Third down and 8. Complete to Owens. First down. 5th catch for Terrell Owens. Out of bounds at the Lions' 18. 17-yard catch and run.
Well, one of the few times that the Lions weren't in man-to-man on Terrell Owens. They were in a zone on this play. Owens is in the slot. He's coming right across. He gets picked up by Earl Holmes. And that's the type of mismatch that you want. The middle linebacker on Owens. And that's why I think Owens is most effective when he's in the slot, because he can get a lot of those mismatches more inside there than he does outside.
New set of downs for the 49ers with under 7 minutes to play. From the 18, the give to Hurst. Penalty marker. Hurst out of bounds at the 12 after he picked up 6. Again, it's holding San Francisco.
Looking at Dennis Erickson, people want to know, how do they find
There are
it?
2 fouls for holding, both on the offense. Number 78 is declined. Number 88 is accepted. 10 yards, still first down.
Well, we've seen the Lions called twice for double holding. And now Gregg and Weaver of the 49ers both called for holding.
Yeah, Jed Weaver now, he had the leg whip a couple series back, and now the hold. And, what they wanted to do here in San Francisco with Dennis Erickson, go to a lot more 2 tight end offense. Try to balance up the defense and then do a lot of play action off of that. But with Eric Johnson hurt, that's really the guy that they wanted to to hurt defenses with down the middle of the field, a guy that can run like a wide receiver.
Johnson out with a broken collarbone. Garcia, shovel pass, complete at the 23-yard line to Ty Streets. Still about 5 yards shy of the marker.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just do what you can do, just to try and rescue a play. The Lions, again, do a good job. Rodgers coming in of bottling up Garcia, no place to run with it. He's taking some monster hits today now. You know, he was bothered by a groin pull last week. He said that it felt real painful and fatigued late in that game. He said it felt better this week in practice, but kind of shots he's taking today, that may start to flare up again.
Dennis Erickson told us he thinks Garcia's hurt more than he lets on.
Yeah, well, I think both these quarterbacks have that.
On 2nd and 15, the gift to Hurst, and he is knocked down immediately by Sean Rodgers.
I don't think Rodgers ever tackled him. I think he just stuck his gut out. I think he just stuck the belly out and just kind of tackled him like a Buddha would.
All 357 pounds worth.
And he's trimmed down.
Think?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's hard to say that, right, at 357, but that was just a big paw.
Under 5 minutes to play. 7-point lead for the 49ers. They have to get to the 8-yard line for a first down. Owens in motion. Over the middle, complete. Tackled at the 18-yard line by Dre Bly was Ty Streets. And the 49ers send out the field goal unit. Try and take a 10-point lead here.
Chandler hasn't missed inside of 40 yards. Well, Potchman hasn't missed inside of 40 yards here this year so far.
Hasn't missed, period. 5 for 5. It's a 37-yard attempt. And this one is wide to the left. Potchman missing a 37-yard field goal wide left. So the Lions take over, trailing by only 7.
Floor gets this ball down, gets the laces turned the other way. I think the wind caught this a little bit. That ball looked like it was going straight and then just tailed off at the end, and we showed the wind swirling down there. It keeps the Lions very much alive here. Still just a score down.
So with 3:54 remaining, Lions take over from their own 27. Owens suffered from cramps earlier. Looks to be having some more problems. It's up to the 49ers defense. Gary out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And 6 on the play. Setting up 2nd down and 4. Well, coming up on Fox, following the 49ers and the Lions, it will be Chipper Jones and the Atlanta Braves, who have won 12 consecutive division titles, taking on Sammy Sosa and the Chicago Cubs. There's Mike Hampton, one of the best hitting pitchers in baseball, taking his whacks. Hampton and Kerry Wood, the pitching matchup with the Marlins, the surprise Florida Marlins, awaiting the winner of tonight's game on Fox. Olandis Gary up the middle, penalty marker, as Gary gained 2 up to the 35-yard line. So who do you like, Brian, Cubs or the Braves?
Yeah, it's hard to go against the Braves. I mean, I'm pulling for the Cubs here because nothing's happened in 95 years, but the Braves with that pitching, Hampton's pitched in these big games before.
You don't really know how much of a home field advantage the Braves will have when you think back to how many Cub fans went to Atlanta for the first 2.
Number 76. It's a 10-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Jeff Back is the left tackle. 49ers without Jeff Ulbrich.
You know, one of the reasons why Mariucci is here is You know, they have that losing streak on the road, and if you're going to overcome that, if you're going to break that down, you've got to find a way in these kind of games where San Francisco has left Detroit hanging around here. You know, you got to make those plays in the fourth quarter to come back on it. You know, and that's a growth period for the quarterback here, for the receivers and Charlie Rodgers. Who's going to step up and deliver here when this franchise so desperately needs it?
Off the fingertips of Hakeem and nearly picked off by Rashad Holman. 49ers without their leading tackler. Jeff Ulbrich, 7 tackles today, out with a concussion. Jamie Winborn has returned. Ronnie Hurd checks in, so the 49ers shuffling the defenders. 3rd down and 14 coming up for Detroit.
San Francisco has not been able to get to Harrington. They've rushed him. They've hurt him a few times. They haven't sacked him, and the 49ers have blitzed him. They've stunted against him, and they haven't gotten to him.
Lions must get to the 37. 4 wide receivers. Harrington's pass is knocked down, intended for Hakeem. Julian Peterson, the Michigan State product, broke up the pass.
This time, San Francisco comes to the 3-man line, and they blitz 2 to the weak side. The second blitz actually gets a little bit to him. You see, they bring 2 here. This one comes free. Winborn. Looked like he had Oz Hakeem a little bit open there if he let him a little more.
Good kick by Hansen. Taken by Williams at the 27. 7-yard return out to the 34. 50-yard punt, 7-yard return by Williams. So with 3:19 remaining, 49ers take over with a 7-point lead. Week 2 in St. Louis. Cedric Wilson, last play of the fourth quarter, did not get out of bounds, did not get down, could not call timeout, and the Rams won in overtime.
And 2 weeks ago against Cleveland, Kelly Holcomb finds the end zone there with less than 30 seconds to go, and the pain of Dennis Erickson there, suffering back-to-back close defeats. This team is just as close to 3-1 as they are right now, sitting at 1-3.
And then they were blown out by the Vikings last week, 35-7. Harrison Hurst out to the 43-yard line, gains 9 on first down. And then the Lions, on the other hand, well, they have lost 18 straight on the road. Marty Mornhinweg 0-16 as Lions head coach away from home. Lions have not won a road game since December of 2000 against the Jets. They've lost their last 8 here in San Francisco. They have not won in San Francisco since 1975. The loser of this game will drop to 1-4.
And will have lost 4 in a row. Both these teams winning on opening day.
And the Lions have a bye next week, so they would have 2 weeks to think about it. First down, Hurst picks up the first. Lions have a bye, and then will host surprising Dallas at Ford Field in 2 weeks, while the 49ers, as the Lions call timeout here to stop the clock, 49ers will head to Seattle. Seahawks and Mike Holmgren suffered their first loss today up in Green Bay.
San Francisco trying to get back on track. Will go to Seattle next week and then play Tampa Bay. 2 tough games back-to-back. This offense still is not clicking well. They're struggling. They're struggling to find a rhythm. I think they're struggling just to find out who they are, just trying to find that identity. And right now, it's not a good mix. Too many drives just end up going nowhere.
Got off to a great start today. Scored on their first 3 drives, led 17-0. But the Lions have fought their way back. Game 5 of the National League Division Series tonight. Cubs and Braves right here on Fox. As we mentioned, it has not been a good week sports-wise here in the Bay Area. San Francisco Giants eliminated. A's blew a 2-0 series lead. Red Sox coming back, winning the last two. Raiders lost to the Bears today. 49ers looking to hold on. They lead by 7, 2:25 remaining. On first down, 49ers keep it on the ground with first and a timeout. Lions use their second timeout as we check in once again with James Brown.
Hey, Kenny, take a look at how Philadelphia capped up this 11-play, 70-yard drive. Yes, indeed. Brian Westbrook, Howie's guy from Villanova, 19-yard run to pay dirt. And the Eagles on top 27-16 with just 3:10 left in regulation. Looks like Philly may get his first win at Lincoln. Back to Kenny and Brian.
And Brian Westbrook had that 62-yard run last week to clinch the win in Buffalo.
Well, I tell you, for a young kid, third-round pick out of Villanova, Howie Long's guy there, a former Wildcat, clinched that win for him a week ago, and then it looks like he's going to do the same thing today.
And the 49ers leading by a touchdown here. The Bay Area Blues, the Giants season is over. A's and Red Sox, Game 5 tomorrow night on Fox. Raiders lost to the Bears 24-21. Chicago winning for the first time after they were outscored 111-43 over their first 3 weeks.
Watching that game last night at Fenway, Trot Nixon right there in the 11th inning.
Trot Nixon, a high school quarterback in North Carolina. The hero for the Red Sox last night.
No question.
Second down and 8 from the 48. Hurst into Lions territory. About 1.5 yards shy of the marker. Lions have 1 timeout remaining. And they use it right here. Well, up next for the Lions in 2 weeks, the Dallas Cowboys following the bye week. Cowboys now 3-1, and then a trip to Chicago. Terrific job by our entire crew here in San Francisco. Our producer, Pete Macheska, director, Michael Frank, associate director, Barry Landis, broadcast associate, Zach Fields, technical producer, Dan Rotanti, studio produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy, the associate director, Jennifer Love, senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown, and the executive producers of Fox Sports, Ed Gorin and David Hill, our statistician, Ben Bulba, our spotter, Kyle McCray, and crunching the numbers down in the truck, Rick Camps and Robbie Ince-Mikowski. 2:14 remaining. 49ers leading by a touchdown. Lions have used all of their timeouts.
Well, this is what it comes down to. This third and a long yard here. San Francisco, I think, is running about 5 plays in a row right now, trying to melt that clock, and that's what you want from your offensive line in this situation. That's what we saw from the Eagles last week. That's what they were doing against the Redskins today, melting that clock, controlling the line, and they get this first down right here. They could pretty much just about take a knee for the rest of the game.
3rd down and 2. Hurst is the lone back. Garcia picks up the first down, slides down to the 35-yard line as we will hit the 2-minute warning here. And the 49ers pick up the first down. The Lions are out of timeouts.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
What you doing, Brian?
I'm just putting my name and address in these bottles and sending them out to sea. Hopefully someone will find them and contact me someday.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Why? Why do you torture me, Brian Henderson of 12 Maple Lane?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Brian. Oh, nice to meet you.
When
when you work hard to make the best wireless network even better.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Everyone starts to notice. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Our game summary. 49ers have 3 touchdowns today. 2 of them came off turnovers. The other, a 90-yard drive as Garcia takes a knee. Garcia threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for the other. Owens, 2 catches early, 5 in all, 79 yards. Lions out of timeouts.
Yeah, you know, Jeff Garcia, we were talking to him, and he was the class valedictorian, the class president, Gilroy High School, and you know, he said he had to make a valedictorian speech. He couldn't remember what he gave the speech about, but he said he was going to address the team before the game, and whatever he said, he came out and he backed it up today. It wasn't always pretty, but it was a gutty performance. He put it on the line today. He took his shots. He also made a number of key plays, and I think that run there at the end sort of personified what he was able to do with the ball today.
How about the Lions? They felt they took a step forward with a 4-point loss on the road in Denver last week. What will they take out of this game?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, this team right now, look, they're going to fight. Mariucci's got this team believing in themselves, and I think they do. They play hard, but they are still, there's no margin for error. So if you throw 2 interceptions and you get 14 points off of it, they're not good enough to overcome that right now. Harrington played well, but they still are short the big plays when you need it. And this game was in the balance for a long time in the second half with a chance 2 weeks in a row now to come and make a play and take the lead, and they haven't been able to find that play yet.
So Emmitt Smith goes back to Dallas, loses a yard on 6 carries, injures his shoulder. Mike Holmgren, a loser in Green Bay. Steve Mariucci falls short here in San Francisco as the Lions suffer their 19th consecutive loss on the road. Mariucci greeting some of his former players, former colleagues, as the 49ers now 2-3. Lions drop to 1-4, and they will have a bye next week. For Brian Baldinger and Jennifer Hammond, this is Kay Albert saying so long from San Francisco. Not the homecoming Steve Mariucci had in mind as his Lions fall to the 49ers by the score of 24-17. We take it to Philadelphia for the conclusion of the Redskins and Eagles. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and Chris Collinsworth.
We'd like to welcome those of you watching the San Francisco 49ers. Take care of